Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Comics in General. We are here now on our new time Sundays. Well, our new day on Sundays, but our new time is whenever. Whenever. But they had, Hey Man, that's one Dirty Ass Game Show that was just on before us. They went on at like 5:30 or somewhere around there, and then we were just waiting for them to get done. No big deal. And so we'll keep you updated on our Facebook page as when that will be. I just told you guys a little bit ago that we'd be on in like 5 minutes, and I was wrong. We were on in 8. So I am your host, John Osborne, and with me as always, and back. This is his second time back already, but so I'm going to stop saying that now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jack is back.
Yeah. So our comedian and comic writer, Jack Hall.
Hey.
And we have our comedian out of Portland, Rob Williams.
Pew, 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 pew.
And our producer in the booth, Jason Reeves City Weaver. It's all good. And our comedian guest tonight, he was on Hey Man, that's one Dirty Ass Game Show, and now he's on this one. He's just going to sleep here tonight. Give it up for Mike Hullinger, everybody. Yeah.
Word up, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for staying, man. We appreciate it. We had an empty seat because the Mike Johnson is off. He's on location.
He's on location in Jackson, Wisconsin.
Yeah, he's in Jackson,
They were like,
Wisconsin.
we need a mic on this show.
Right, and we were like, we're one mic short. Everybody else leave. So Mike is up in Wisconsin visiting his cousin.
Eating fried cheese and
yeah,
watching football and drinking beer.
Right. It's so great. He's a fucking huge Packer fan, and he went up on their bye week. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sure the bar was probably packed though. Yeah. So that was probably pretty cool. And so I'm sure he's having fun up there. Actually, I know he is. He's been texting me about and pictures and stuff that he's been stuff he's been doing and how cool that bar was, and it looks awesome there. So he'll be back on the show next Sunday. So we'll have the whole band back together next Sunday. Woo! Because we missed it last week because Rob wasn't here.
Rob wasn't here, and then Mike's not here this week. And
so yeah, I'm gonna not be here next week just to fuck with everybody.
Just to piss me off.
Yeah. But we're glad that it's getting a little cold out because now we get to see Jack wear flannel, and it's nice of him. It's cute. You look cute in flannel. Let's be honest.
I should buy more flannel.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it 90s all over again.
Yeah. Well, it's coming
You and
back.
me both, man.
Yep.
Yeah. You and every hipster.
We're going to resurrect Kurt Cobain on Halloween.
Oh, it's going to be great.
We're gonna do
gonna
some
be great.
chants. And,
What you're calling Halloween.
Halloween.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
Hullinger.
It's a Hullinger.
Hullinger and Hull Halloween. We're calling it Halloween.
Halloween.
It's going to be great. There's going to be Weave City Weaver Christmas this year.
Oh, yeah.
Weavemas.
Weavemas.
Damn it. It sounds horrible.
Weavember.
Yeah. Which sounds like you just have to pee the whole time. It's really weird. We'll give Rob one. We'll give Rob giving. Rob's giving.
Rob's giving.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll take Easter.
Yeah. Rob.
We'll just keep it Easter.
Right.
We call it Robica.
I like that.
I like it. Let's stay with that one.
All right. Ramadan.
Nice. That one's even better.
Ramadan. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quanzilliums. Ooh.
That might be over people's heads.
Yeah. You're going to be getting your phones tapped.
Yeah. We'll just, you know what? We'll ditch all those. You still have Black Friday.
That's fair.
That is
That's
coming
fair.
up.
Yeah. Thank you.
That is right around the corner.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about all the trampolines.
Expectations of black that is held in a good light.
Yeah. It is. It actually is.
Hey,
It's nice.
Major fucking discounts, man. Major.
Man.
I was talking to. I ran into Jay Boggs.
Oh,
and,
yeah?
I gotta tell you something he said off the record. I can't say it on the.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I ran into him. We were talking about him like looking at TVs, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I think I'm just gonna come in here on Black Friday. I mean, I hate that shit, but I can get a really cheap TV." I'm like, "Yeah." That's the end of the story.
And that was it. All right.
I mean,
Good.
not the special part, but I'll tell you guys that part later.
Later on. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. It sounds juicy.
Future Massachusetts listeners, if Jack's not saying it,
Yeah.
It's not good.
It's not good.
But
So.
we're here. We're glad that you guys are listening to us here on Sunday. Don't forget, tell your friends and your neighbors that we're on Sundays now. I'm excited about it because I don't have to do anything on Monday either. Like, well, it's not like it changes day by day, but I don't have to do anything on Mondays.
It's okay. We have jobs. I don't have to work Monday either.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
want to
just
work
in
Monday.
case
So,
the audience is like,
yeah,
thinking now.
sweet. So everybody has an awesome Monday, but me now.
Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. Well, Rob still has to take care of babies, so
Yeah,
that's a.
all day.
Bitch.
That's the start of my week. That's the super start of my week.
Speaking of babies, a guy who has been on our podcast a couple of times, Rusty Brown. Him and his wife just had a baby Friday morning at 2 a.m. So Amelia Brown is now in the world.
Amelia.
Right
Yep.
on. Congrats.
Yeah, Amelia Grace is her name. So very cool. She's super cute because she's a baby. We'll see what happens with that.
Hey, have you ever seen an ugly baby?
Yes,
No.
I was a hideous baby, dude.
And look at you
If
now.
you see like a picture of me as a baby, holy fuck, I'm ugly.
It's not good.
I am.
Are you like as hairy as you are now?
Hairier.
I actually had a fair amount of hair, like as a baby, like right away. I was born with hair on my head,
Yeah.
a lot of hair, and but yeah, no, my face. I just like I grew into my face. Like by the time I reached like, like 3 or 4 years old, I got cute. I was cute. I was a cute little kid, baby.
Well,
I was
well done by
fucking
you then.
ugly. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll bring in some pictures.
Please
like,
do.
You gotta
now
see it.
I'm super
It's
curious.
fucking awful. I am like, I would have
love that you
aborted
admit
me.
it. Yeah.
I would have aborted me.
After you were born?
Yeah.
Nice.
I would have dumpster dropped me because I am fucking hideous.
Oh my god.
Well,
I was
he's
a
never
gross
seen a cute
baby.
baby.
They all look like aliens.
You know what? Fair enough.
They kind of do when they fresh come out. I don't think I've seen one just like perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're just like
Hollywood
no.
just lies to you. Sometimes they'll
Right.
throw like some goop on it. I'm like, that baby's like fucking 3 years
Yeah.
old.
Yeah,
It's
that
gotta
baby's
die.
3 year
They
old
just
with
put
jelly.
Yeah, they put jelly on it. Yeah,
That's strawberry jelly. It's bullshit. This baby
baby's,
tastes
like, licking
delicious.
it.
that is.
Dude, it's all about those Section 8 babies.
Yeah.
And by that I mean C-section babies, but like say Section 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I hear you. I did not know that was a thing.
Right.
But
I,
now-
I didn't know. Like, is it because they don't have to go through the birth canal, and so it doesn't squash their head?
Wash their heads. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, like when you're newborn, your head is pliable. Fuck,
Right.
like, even when you come out, you can still like, I
You
think I
still-
want this over there. Like you can still kind of do that.
Yeah.
Aren't
Right.
you supposed to like
You
shake
do
the
that?
baby's head though?
You
over
can
time?
shift a baby's ear a good like 2 inches if you want to.
That's fucked up.
That's pretty messed up.
You can make your own sloth baby.
That
like
is
sloth
completely
lung
not true.
chunk.
It's completely not fucking true.
Try it at home, guys.
Yeah, I didn't think it
Just
was,
delete
but
that.
That must be what happened to
It's-
Shannon Doherty's eye. So it's like when she came out, they
Maybe
just
like-
dropped it like a half an inch. You
they're
know.
like,
Because I'm telling you right now, if you don't know this, you
has,
take a fucking look at Shannon Doherty for like more than like, with now that knowledge,
you should see her baby pictures.
and you're just like, yeah, yeah, she's got an eye and 2 noses.
It's been melded into one.
It's really weird, man. I don't know how she like grew up like being hot, but she did like this. She was a 90s kind of person, so she had that hair over on the one side of her face, you know, a little bit, so it kind of like you couldn't tell, like, 'cause,
well,
like
and she's standing next to Tori Spelling, who
right,
was
yeah.
also
You're
like,
just like, oh my gosh,
That
like,
does help.
like it,
like that helps a lot.
yeah, it does.
Like if Jack as a baby stood next to Tori
Oh
Spelling,
my god.
you'd be like, that's kind of a cute baby.
Like, is that Shannon Doherty?
That's damn, Shannon's pretty hot.
I like it.
Jenny Garth is hot, so hey.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing
right.
she can do. There's nothing Tori did about
She's
that.
like, yeah, you can't do anything. Like you're the richest dad in Hollywood, and you can't get any plastic surgery. All right.
Yeah. Shannon Doherty is like a lifetime special hot. That's what I put her at. It's like I'll
Yeah.
still take her, but it's
Right,
just-
yeah.
I'm not gonna watch the movie.
It's only because I feel bad for her.
So I don't remember who was that said. It was an athlete that said that Shannon Doherty had like the most amazing tits.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't remember who said it.
I mean,
It was-
they look nice.
Did you say it like after scoring a
In the
touchdown or
shirt.
something?
he's
Yeah.
like, he's like,
If I just see them, I'm gonna say that too.
you just won the Super Bowl. Where are you going? Shannon Doherty's titties.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going. They're amazing. No, you're supposed to say Disney World.
No, that's like Disney
Go
World.
there after.
Them shit's like Magic Mountain.
Splash Mountain when I'm done with
2 Magic Mountains.
No, it's one. He's got Unibees.
How many mountains are at Disneyland? There's Splash Mountain, Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
What is
Space
it?
Mountain.
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain.
It's just all mountains.
It's all mountains.
They got lazy with names.
It's fucking
like
hard.
one day.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, the most creative place on fucking Earth, but they can't think of anything else but mountains.
Right.
That place is horrible to walk around in.
Get the Imagineers on this.
Yeah.
Racist mountain.
Yeah, anti-Semitic
That's
mountain.
my favorite mountain.
That's your favorite
That is
mountain.
the funnest one. I'm not. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Like
racist,
it seems
but
tense, but like like you kind of want that gut feeling right before the big drop, so it's good.
yeah,
Right.
That's what does it for you.
It's like you're dropping and you yell, freedom.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's like, oh shit, are they hanging them? This is great.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, you went the wrong way with that.
And he's like, you look up and Denzel's got a single tear.
Yeah.
And he's holding his Oscar from Glory.
Right.
And the Oscar's crying.
Oscar's trying to.
I like that. I want to see an Oscar cry,
Yeah.
not the Grouch.
Yeah, no, me either.
All right. Well, I think we expended as much as we could out of that.
We were talking about horror film. You want to get back into that? Or?
Yeah, might as well because
Yeah.
I don't know about Rob, but my two topics suck. So we didn't plan very well this week, but it happens.
Yeah.
Getting used to a new
I got a handful
schedule.
of topics we can fall back on.
You got a
But at
handful?
the same time, like I do want to, like I want to talk about horror movies, but I also got to kind of, I need to find out what all you guys thought about the Mad Max movie.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah.
That was
Like I
fucking
just
awesome.
watched it.
Oh, you
Yeah.
just watched it?
Yeah, I just watched it a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago.
So you're that guy now? It's like you watched it way later than everybody
Yeah.
else, and now you're like, hey,
Now I
want
wanna
to
talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm always that
I
guy.
mean,
So.
to be quite honest, I mean, how long has it been since we've done any kind of let's talk about movies?
True.
It's been a
You
while.
know what?
But-
Let's do that.
But that's neither here nor there. Like, because, like, look, this movie, like, and I can understand if people loved it. That was the feedback I got from, like, everyone. I didn't hear anyone say they didn't like this fucking movie until,
Yeah.
like, you read, like, reviews. Like, once you go into, like, reading the reviews, you find people that, like, didn't like it.
But amongst your friends, all you heard was good stuff?
all I heard was good stuff.
Yeah, I remember when it first came out, like on.
I mean, like mainly from you guys, maybe kind of just in passing, like situations like that, where it was just like kind of came up briefly.
Right.
But yeah, and like so I watched it, and like I was definitely entertained by it.
Yeah.
I don't love.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Rob. I was not on the side of loving it as everybody else did. I was like, I was really entertained. It was cool, but I didn't.
The fucking Grinch, that kept fucking banging out that G chord the whole, like that was his job. Like
That's what he did. He has one job.
fucking driving now, blowing up shit with fucking pipe bombs and sticks, and he's just G.
Oh, I thought that was horrifying when they would hear that in the background. Like, you just knew they were coming up on
Yeah.
it. I thought that added to it, personally. I thought it was really, like...
Flamethrower guitar.
yeah.
It's pretty badass.
I mean, I don't think that's how the end of the world's really going to be like. I don't know where they're going to get a guitar, like, after
Right.
everything's
That
burned
can-
down.
yeah.
That can
Get a
play
bitchin'
that
system.
well. Yeah, but there's gonna be the one guy that can play the one note, and everybody's like, "Can you just
you.
do that?"
And you're like, can we find a
But like, but he was about it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
sure.
Like he was so about it. Like I mean, like those like towards the end where like his guitar gets taken by Max and he's super pissed off. And then like he gets his guitar back, you can like see his like horribly disformed fucking face go into a smile, and he just starts fucking G'ing again. And he's just G'ing. Oh man.
I don't know.
Like I found the movie more comical than anything.
There
it
was
was
some
more
funny parts, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were funny parts, but like I mean, like even parts that weren't supposed to be like funny, like because I found it so ridiculous,
Right.
Yeah.
it was funny to me.
Yeah.
So
I
you
think,
like-
you didn't like it. You did like it?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You just didn't think it was
Definitely.
as awesome.
Yeah, like I would never endorse it with I loved it.
Would
I would
you,
never endorse it.
do you think some of you not liking it is maybe like a cultural gap because it's Australian and maybe just didn't get the reference and the seriousness? 'Cause I do think it's a little different.
I do have to rewatch it because I didn't get it and pay a whole lot of attention the first time I watched it. But
Yeah.
I don't know how to.
It was on in the background.
fine.
Yeah.
We get it.
Okay.
But
Because fortunately for me, every post-apocalyptic movie has one thing in common for me. I always find myself saying like, "Thank God I'll be fucking dead when this shit starts." I don't want to fucking live in this world. Like,
No.
You're sure you're not going to make it?
Shouldn't do with this. I don't want to fucking have to like pay homage to the love child of Skeletor and Bane. Like, I don't want to fucking, like, I don't want to do none of that. I don't want to do any of that shit. Like even people that are in a good way are like, I mean, like, I don't even mean it to sound like this, but it's like they're like Brett. They're like no legs, no fucking arms, but like they're the most fortunate fucking person in there. Like, that's fucked up.
Right.
Triple B, we're talking Mad Max.
Yeah. And Rob was kind of like me. He liked it and found it entertaining, but did not love it as much as a lot of other people did.
I've watched it probably 2 or 3 times, and I mean, it's good. I really like it.
I know people that went 3-4 times to the theater. Easily.
Yeah.
Well, and it seems like one of those theater movies, though. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm going to go see it, I want to see it on the big screen, and I ended up seeing it on Jack's Barn, which was still awesome.
I saw it there, too.
Yeah.
That wasn't my first time seeing it. I saw it in the theater first.
Oh, okay.
Have you put porn on that barn yet?
No, but when Mike came over, he brought a USB drive, and it had Demon Night.
Yeah.
So there's some huge titties on the screen.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Each garage door had a boob on it.
Big old boobies. fucking 15-foot high boobies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which doesn't suck.
No,
Or,
not
you
at
know.
all. It was pretty good.
But yeah, what I did.
It just,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, there's too much. I felt like there was too much about the movie that was just disjointed. That didn't like the action in the movie was fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The action, the fighting sequences, those were all phenomenal. Like, you know, it's a post-apocalyptic world. Shit's supposed to be fucked up. Like, up is kind of supposed to be down in that aspect. But like, you're telling me like you live in a fucking place where like this dude throwing water out to you once a month and like berating you as you're getting it. It's like, don't drink the water, assholes. You, like, it makes you worship me. Like, but like they're still doing it. But then like you go from that to like gas is supposed to be at a premium. Like fuel, you're supposed to like cherish that shit, but you give fucking the Grinch a flamethrowing guitar. Like that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it is kind of a waste. It is kind of a waste. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You found the hole in Mad Max.
Right.
Good job.
But the old movies were equally as
So,
ridiculous, I'd say.
And don't get me wrong, like I don't like to nitpick at things like that. I really don't when I watch movies. You guys, like, I mean, I like a lot of movies. I like a lot of what are considered bad movies because I could just watch a movie for what the fuck it is.
Right.
But like,
but you can't stop yourself
I've
from
always
not
said you
thinking
have to
those
live
things.
within the fucking world that you.
You know, you can't stop your.
within,
Go ahead.
Within the world that you created, there, you're not gonna fucking like drag out your whole fucking army and all your fucking dudes to chase fucking 3 bitches across the desert.
Right. I don't understand. Yeah, I don't understand stuff like that either.
You're wrong. Probably the only not disfigured women in the whole fucking world. But
Yeah, they're pretty hot women, so maybe.
Yeah. So yeah,
And one of them
think about it. Yeah.
One of them had your, baby.
I just
Had
feel
your
like
seed.
Yeah.
So maybe I don't know.
I feel like there'd be more like Forrest Gump
it just,
motherfuckers.
like there was just
people that would run.
Yeah.
You know, like good runners at that point.
Just chasing.
it's like and look seriously, you could honestly sum the like if someone asked you what the movie was about, you could say, oh, for the first half of the movie they go that way, and then they turn around and go back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you can
Again, like Forrest Gump.
Mm-hmm.
But you can honestly sum that movie up like that. So that's
Triple
the
B's
plot.
right. About that. He is right.
Mad Ron's previews from Hell. I've heard of that.
Triple B says he's been bringing up this quite a bit. I haven't seen it yet. Mad Ron's previews from Hell.
Yeah,
apparently it's on Netflix. I don't have Netflix anymore, but sure I could find it somewhere.
What is it? It's a movie or
It's
he
like an
reviews...
anthology, isn't it?
He reviews, I think, movies. I've seen.
Oh,
a
does
few.
he?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
and it's
Yeah,
really good.
it's been
I'm
a
guessing
while.
Triple B is a movie enthusiast as we are, but he seems to be more of a movie enthusiast than we are. Like
there you go.
you know,
It's all horror
Gets into
movie
stuff.
trailers from the 70s, but
Yeah.
it's awesome.
This show that Mike and I did, it was probably like 3 or 4 years ago now. It was a Halloween show.
Oh, that was great.
And showed some movies, and we did some stand-up, and I showed like for the first hour of it, it was like all 70s and 80s
Yeah.
like horror movie slashers, had some older black and white monster movie trailers. It was like all trailers for like different.
It was just trailers, or you had scenes
it was
from
just
movies?
trailers.
Oh, right.
I
on.
remember that. I was filling up like my notebook with like names of these movies.
No,
I'm like,
the
I'm
movies
looking
you
these
wanna-
up. Yeah, I was like checking this out. I'm checking this out.
Well, and let's give a little bit of cred here to Triple B. He has a movie list, a horror movie list.
Yes, he does.
And Jason knows more about it than I do. Why don't you tell him about that?
Yeah, if you're listening to us live, don't go to the page right now. But after the show is over, you can just click on Triple B's Tunnel of Terror and check out his recommendations for your horror movie watching.
Awesome.
This Halloween season, because he's watched a lot.
Yes, he's watched a lot, and he is tremendous at rating these.
With the ones that I've seen, I would agree.
And he has
with him
categories.
For the most part.
He has categories also,
smart,
right? Like gore or
No.
No?
It's mainly just these are
Rating.
good, these are almost as good.
You
these
might want to
are-
watch these.
Yeah.
These are good because they're bad.
Okay.
There's a good magazine that I subscribe to called Rue Morgue, and they
I've
I
heard
got
of
a
that.
book from them, and it's like the 200 alternative horror movies you have to see, and they rank it kind of differently. They're like, here's just a ton of really good gore movies. Here's just a ton of really good
supernatural
slasher,
thrillers.
Yeah, supernatural thrillers, yeah, and it's just like across the gamut. They had even period type pieces, not about menstruating, but like about
Right. Which are still gore movies.
Yeah, that's good. That's a little different.
Yeah. It's just a lot of blood.
But they'll have
I've
like
never been
movies.
the biggest fan of the psychological ones.
By the way, the movie
Like
There Will Be
Suspiria and
Blood
stuff.
was not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Is Fangora still around?
Fangoria
Fangoria?
is still around.
It
They're
is?
still great.
Wow.
Yeah,
What's
I have
that?
them on my
Like still in
Facebook.
print?
I don't
Yeah,
watch
absolutely.
horror movies, so you guys are like totally talking over my head. Right now.
Fangoria is a horror movie magazine.
Okay.
It's America's one. Rue Morgue's a
Yeah.
Canadian one, but I think they've kind of overtook Fangoria.
So is
Yeah. It
so
became
like
more
okay,
popular.
like
Yeah.
at like Canadian comedies to American comedies, they're a little bit more weird. Is that the same way with Canadian horror films? Like that you
Well, here's
find
the
them a
thing
little bit
about-
more off?
Here's the weird thing about Canadian horror movies is a lot of them are just there's so much crossover. A lot of them are kind of American horror movies because
Right.
over in Canada,
It's just filmed in Canada.
yeah, they're just filmed in Canada, and a lot of them, as far as the magazine differences go, the differences I've seen was with Rue Morgue and why I like it, and Fangoria I think is going that way a little bit too. Is Rue Morgue will also cover like culture, and they'll be
Okay.
like, here's the H.R. Giger Museum, go there,
Yeah.
and they'll talk about like artists, and they'll talk about just anything like horror. So that's what's cool about that, is they just go into it. But in Fangoria, I've read a little bit, but I've noticed it's more focused on movies and stuff. Differences between the two brands, I don't know. I think Canada's doing a lot more indie horror films now.
I couldn't
Right.
hear you when you said, is it still in print or is it just
yeah,
it's
it's still in
absolutely
print.
still in print. Yeah,
Wow.
Fangoria. You can get on their
Wow.
Facebook page and like them, and they'll hook you up.
Wow, that's crazy.
Huh.
I remember like as a kid in like mid 80s, late 80s, that magazine terrified the hell out of me, but I loved it. But it was just there was so much gory, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was just, it was a horror movie in print, basically.
Yeah, it was
to
a
me.
lot of like stuff about like it was like the main stars, Jason,
Yeah.
Freddy, Mike Myers, those were the
But
obviously.
it went all around.
But they
There
had
was a lot of shit
Pumpkinhead
on it.
and-
Yeah,
Yeah.
they go all over. Yeah,
Yeah.
They're showing me Fangoria's pretty good. They're showing me movies I haven't heard of before,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh wow.
Well, and I think that's why I would get a publication for any reason. It wouldn't be just for the mainstream stuff, because you're going to hear about the mainstream stuff. I want to get a publication where it's going to tell me, hey, if you like these, watch this,
Right.
or if you've never heard of this, this is something to look for.
this
I don't
is-
want mainstream shit in my fucking.
This is
Right.
like honestly, I just saw a girl I'm Facebook friends with. She does a lot of independent films, and she's in a new one called Harvest Lake, and they just got like a spread in Fangoria for it, and it's like supposed to be like they called it like it's a sexual thriller, like a beastly sexual thriller,
okay.
which is like, it's not necessarily a new genre, but
Sexual
kind of.
thriller? So
Right.
it's like
Yeah.
animals wanting to have sex, like with this girl.
It's
or
like I
vice versa.
think it's an alien tentacle creature that
Needs
hypnotizes these campers into like
Is this animated?
basically having orgies and no, it's not. No. And I don't know that it's based on any kind of like
I'm checking this out.
Japanese. Yeah, it's called Harvest Lake.
Oh yeah.
And the girl that's in it that I'm Facebook friends with, her name's Ellie Church, and she's fucking smoking hot.
That's awesome.
But she does a lot of like
So which means
really
like
gory.
you're only Facebook friends with her. You sent her a request and she just happened to say okay.
I was talking with her for a minute about trying to cast her in the movie that I wrote.
All right.
Oh, right on.
So, and I'm friends with her husband who directs and
Nice.
writes and stuff too. So
All right.
yeah.
I thought it was just like you were scrolling through and you're like, ooh, that chick's hot, friend.
No,
it was you had things in common.
Yeah, and I was like I friended her and some other girls because they were actresses. So
So you were
those.
searching
I was
for
actresses.
Yeah. Oh, I
yes.
see. Yeah, right on.
But
Triple B also says Gore Zone Mags. I don't know.
Never heard of that.
Yeah.
Gore Zone, man. I think I have heard of that. I think I do. I got them on Facebook, but I don't think I've read the magazine. But
right on.
I get hooked up through them. I do like a lot of. I like gore, man. I like all kinds of horror movies. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Of, I don't know if anybody has like a particular favorite. Like.
I mean, if I had to go genre, I'd probably just nostalgia factor, but I just like the monster.
Yeah,
monster movies.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite. I still like The Creature from the Black Lagoon. That's probably one of the only old black and white movies. I'll go
I mean, like monster as in like Jason.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Like
I
just
love
that's
that.
still
like,
monsters.
Those are
almost
called
like supernatural.
slashers is
They're
like-
called slashers.
Yeah.
but
And they're
but-
not called monsters. They're called big bads.
Big Bads is what we call it. I
that
don't
right?
like Big Bad.
That's what they
That's
call
what they
it.
do call it.
Boogeyman,
That's the
I've heard 'em
genre.
called.
It's
Yeah.
called Big Bad.
Well, I mean, that's what those types of villains are called. They're called big bads. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
if that's
okay.
the case, then I'm pretty sure I know who started that, and it was Joss Whedon.
It might have been.
Josh Whedon needs to be killed. Yeah, I did like Cabin in the Woods though. If he's yeah.
Cabin in the Woods, I think it's probably
I know it's very divisive. I know that.
it's probably my favorite newer school like mainstream horror movie
Yeah.
that I've seen
Yeah.
in the last 5 years or so.
Yeah. I guess the contention with it was people were saying, and I can understand this, that it's not really a horror movie,
No
quote unquote. But I just dug it because I thought it was a creative.
approach to
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
approach,
new
man.
new idea.
I thought it was a horror movie. I mean, yeah, it's funny.
So it's
and
a zombie movie.
No,
no, there's zombies in it, but
It's got
It's-
zombies. It has everything. What it is these kids are going camping, right? And it's like an
I've
experiment.
seen it.
Oh,
I
okay.
like
So
it.
yeah.
I would consider it a horror movie.
yeah.
Okay.
I would
I
consider
don't,
it.
I don't see anything
Right on.
not really that
Yeah.
horror movie about it.
Yeah.
I mean, which I consider pretty much any zombie movie. Like,
Mhm.
yeah.
What
I
is Triple B said his favorite genre is body horror. Now,
I'm with
what
that.
is that
The
exactly?
Fly is like that. Street Trash is one. Slime City, Body Melt. Yep. The Fly is a very
Like, what is
popular
that?
one.
What is that?
So it's dealing with the
entail?
horror of like the body, the insides of your body, parasites, aliens. is a little
Okay,
bit
the
body
changing.
horror.
Oh,
yeah,
like
exactly. that kind of stuff.
bugs.
There's a movie called
so
Teeth
like
about
Invasion
this
of the
girl
Body
who's got.
Snatchers. Is
Yeah.
But yeah.
Frank
Thing.
Henenhatter deals with it a lot. With the basket case, I'd say is one.
Where there's
she's
teeth
got
in
a
her
twin-
vagina.
Yeah, she's got like vagina teeth.
Teeth.
She has to
Really?
brush them and shit.
I was just watching Scream Queens from last week, and they made an accusation that one of the girls in Scream Queens had teeth in her vagina, and then like it was Abigail Breslin, and she like got angry at it, got up and
All right,
walked out.
I'm curious now that we have a horror expert on the show here.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Scream Queens, Mike?
I haven't even watched it. I
really?
see it on demand all the time. Like, don't want to watch
Triple B's
it.
been watching
Yeah.
it.
Have you been watching it?
Yeah,
Is it pretty good? I should
Yes,
give it a chance.
I've been watching
Triple
it
B.
also, and I
Alright.
don't even like. I'm not a horror movie fan at all.
It's pretty good.
Like I mean, I've seen Jason and Freddy, and you know the mainstream stuff, and I've watched a couple of like monster movies and stuff
Right,
like that. I'm nowhere near like into it at all.
Right.
But I've seen some things. But the other thing about it is like I saw the Scream Queens thing was going to come on, and I saw who it was written by, and I was like, well, this is going to be funny. Like
Oh,
this is
okay.
going to be not just
So it's a comedy?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a comedy.
Yeah,
Ish.
it's
Yeah,
funny,
it's-
but there's still like. There's still tense moments.
It's
and,
horror because there is dismemberments and deaths and stuff like that. But it's just not really. It's not really scary.
Right.
Or
But
entertaining.
Right, yeah.
Like a Shaun of
Yeah.
the Dead kind of.
Right. It's hard for me to
Kinda,
get scared
yeah.
now with this a lot of horror right now. I watch it because I mean, like I dig the gore and stuff. Like
Yeah.
I get maybe kind of like a little, but not.
Triple B says
Yeah.
he loves it. I'm
I'll
still
check it
on
out.
the
Right.
fence. I definitely
It's
don't
good.
like it.
I like
but I
it.
don't hate it either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's really funny. The
give
main
it a
part of it
shot.
is very funny. It's very campy, true. But it's like I would say
I like camp.
and I think I said this
Yeah.
before, and Triple B agreed with it. Like it's like if Mean Girls crossed with Scream, or
okay.
yeah, like so it has that funniness
So they
to
should
it,
have
but
just
then
called
there's
it
like
Scream
holy
Girls.
shit.
Scream Girls?
I think they might have got some legal trouble.
Yeah.
But no, it was I really like it. It's fun. It's not super scary at all.
I'll give
Really,
it a shot.
it's just kind of fun.
Is there an, oh, go ahead.
They have a new horror comedy coming out, and I've seen the trailer for it, and it looks awesome. I think it's called The Final Girls.
Oh, that looks good. Yeah, I saw a trailer for that.
Yeah, it's got Adam Devine in it.
Yeah, the kid from
Workaholics.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
in
really?
it. It's about a group of kids that go there's this famous it's a a 70s slasher movie that it's like one of the girls her mom is in it, so they go to see this movie and they somehow end up in the movie.
Oh, okay.
And it looks really funny and really good.
Like horror sci-fi or
Horror
It's got
comedy.
the kid from
Horror
Silicon
comedy.
Valley in it too, I think. Or,
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I think they have that kid in there.
Is that the same one I'm
Could be
thinking?
remember.
Is there another horror comedy coming out that's been publicized pretty much, or
There's a
is that
few
the
good
only one?
ones.
Because that title didn't sound familiar, but it looked pretty good. The one I saw. I don't know any of the actors you just talked about, so
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not good
except for
with
the
actor
Workaholics
names.
guy. But.
yeah. I mean, I don't know about any other like horror comedy coming out.
There's one
but-
I watched that came out like last year. That's pretty good with the one of the guys from what was it? Flight of the Conchords called?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I
what was
still
that
haven't
called
seen
again?
that
was
yet.
called,
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the
Shadows.
Shadows.
Shadows,
Pretty
very
fun.
good.
Yeah, that's a pretty funny one. It's kind
We're
of
werewolves,
it's got that
not
sound.
swearwolves.
Yeah, we're werewolves, not swearwolves. Yeah, it's probably the best.
All right. Well, now I mean, I've been putting it off, and I've heard it's good, and I've been
Yeah.
so I'm gonna have to go
Yeah,
watch
it's pretty
it now.
good. All in New Zealand. And
Yeah,
it's like 3 different types of vampires. So the character that one of the vampires, the one that one of the guys from Flight of the Conchords play, he's the more Dracula kind, and they're all
Yeah.
disgusting because they live in a house together. They got to pay rent and stuff, and they're all discussing like chores and stuff. And he's like, I was thinking, in order to clean the house, why not just get some slaves? Because and he's like, he's kind of older. He doesn't really get. You can't.
So good.
Yeah, it's
and then
pretty good.
Murray from Flight of the Conchords he's in a pack of werewolves. and
Yeah,
it's great.
It's a good one. I say that's worth putting on the queue. What kind of mainstream movies? You were telling me you were watching Halloween and.
Yeah, usually around this time, I don't know. I like because I don't like throughout the year just pop in Nightmare on Elm Street or
Right.
something like that.
I did
So-
about a week ago. I popped that in.
Yeah. So usually when September rolls around, I just go through a lot of the classics, and a lot of them like there's so many Friday the 13th.
Oh, there
I
is.
don't. I can't remember which one's which anymore. So I got to go back and watch it and be like, oh yeah, that one's real bad. I forgot about that.
I got a vague understanding of what they are. I do get confused with like the 5 and the 6. I forget whether
Yeah.
5 is the new beginning, and the
Yeah.
the Corey Feldman one I know is part 4.
I think 6 is Jason Lives, I believe. Maybe I don't even remember anymore. And I just
6, I
watched
think
it.
they bring him back.
Is that 10?
That's 10.
That's-
Jason
yeah,
X.
Yeah,
X.
Jason
Yeah.
X. That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a funny one.
That's one of the 2 that everybody
Yeah.
remembers.
That has David Cronenberg in it. If you like that, director of The Fly. It's
Yeah,
kind of,
yeah.
what's so crazy? He's such a good director, but he'll do like the shittiest movies. Like he only has in the shit. But he makes a little guest spot.
Or like a lot of the Halloweens, like the later ones, I kind of missed out on.
Yeah.
H2O.
No, I
H2O,
saw
yeah, I
that one
didn't like.
unfortunately, but the one after that, I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, there was one that was like
Resurrection
cyber
or something, or I
yeah.
don't even remember.
Had
what it's
Busta
called.
Rhymes, and he started doing
Yeah.
like martial arts.
Yeah, that was the one where they put the cameras in that room or
Yeah.
that house, and
They were making it like a cyber type thing.
right.
I thought the Paul Rudd one, I think this is worth watching, is it's called Curse of Michael Myers, and there's a production edit, a producer's edit of it, and a lot of like horror fans, and I just saw it myself, say it's one of the best
Yeah.
Halloweens, even though it's like a part 6, but it's kind of cool because it kind of mixes in some light elements of
And
part
wait, Paul
3.
Rudd was in it?
Paul Rudd, right when he was
Wow.
starting. Yep,
Nice.
Paul Rudd. He plays like a creepy kid. He actually, you know who he's playing? He's playing the kid who was in the first 2 movies. He was like, the boogeyman's coming. He was
Yeah.
getting babysitted by what's
okay.
her face? Yeah.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie
yeah.
Lee Curtis, yeah.
Okay.
Right on. I heard she was born with a
I
penis,
really
but that's
didn't
not
mind
here or
H2O.
there.
What's that, Rob?
I didn't mind H2O. It fit right in.
I didn't see
It was
it.
better than like Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
right.
And
How
Jason
dare
X.
you.
I like Jason X.
Like I know
though.
that's Myers and Jason. Like, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, I thought that was a decent one.
Yeah,
Like, because
it's
what's
good.
the one with the pumpkins where the pumpkins are singing?
That's
Is
the
that
third one.
3?
That has nothing to do with
Yeah, it's got nothing to do with that one. And that's actually, I think that's the scariest one.
Yeah.
At least when I was a kid. I haven't rewatched it, but
Yeah.
as a kid,
It's
for
a
some
good
reason, those pumpkins really fucked with me.
Yeah, it's a good standalone movie. They just fucked up by calling it Halloween. I guess they were trying to maybe do an anthology thing or something.
Yeah.
but-
The only one that I ever I went to the movies to see was Jason Goes to Hell.
Yeah,
That
I
was
did
the
too.
only one.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, I was like that seems like a good one. You
Yeah.
know? So I went.
It was
and saw
good.
that
I
one.
liked that
That
one.
It's not like the first one where like there was any kind of interaction between him and Freddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, at the very
it's
end.
very end.
Yeah, it was just
Like
they
at
showed the
very end,
glove.
but it like paved the way for any of those like.
Well, why
kinda
that
horror-
Crossover.
was because that's the first time New Line bought the rights to the Friday the 13th franchise. Here's the weird thing. I don't know what the legal ins and outs are. So the first movie they made was Jason Goes to Hell. So they're like, well, at the end we're going to do this. But it took obviously when did Freddy vs. Jason
10,
come out?
10 15 years.
Just
bro.
the
working-
fans
working on a
were
script, yeah.
and they
'Cause-
were like really pushing for it.
Yeah. But I bought a box set once thinking I was going to get Jason Goes to Hell, and they totally cut that movie out. So I guess Paramount still owns like the old
Really, that
ones.
movie
It's
wasn't.
really weird.
I'd be
yeah.
pissed by a box set of.
Yeah,
of a
I can
movie
get the
and
New
one
Line
of them's
box
not in
set,
there.
and it's like 3 movies.
And
Probably
I-
the worst one. Well, not really, but it's got Jason X and then Freddy vs. Jason is all.
I think maybe I've told this story on here before, but when I went to go see Jason Goes to Hell, I went with Bill Gleddy, and it was the first time I'd ever been in a theater where it was everybody else in there was black, and it was just Bill and I, and we sat, I don't know, it was maybe 3
Didn't
rows
matter where
from
you
the
sat.
back, and we got there late, and the theater was packed, and there was only like 2 seats left or whatever, so we sat in there, and holy shit, I didn't I thought it was just a joke, that people would say, black people talk to the screen, and it was true. It was so true. I was like, holy shit, they won't shut the fuck up. The very opening scene when the chick is getting undressed, where they're luring Jason into the, because they have that
Oh, I remember that
scene.
scene.
Yeah, where she gets into the tub and everything, and then they're
Watch
luring
out,
him.
Jason.
Yeah, no, they were like, run, bitch, run! And I was like, holy fuck, why are people talking right now? And it was like through the whole thing, and I was like, Bill and I are just loving every second of it. We're just like, I didn't know this was real.
the chick's gonna stop halfway through. Like,
Yeah,
thanks, guys.
oh
for-
yeah. Look at the screen and just go, oh, good one, But then they lead him into the fucking area, and they fucking blow him to pieces, and it was like, holy shit. Then the fucking doctor ate the heart of it, and
Yeah.
then
That
he
was
turns
cool.
into Jason, basically.
Yeah.
My favorite line in that movie is when the black guy, the bounty hunter, they were asking him on like this TV talk show. They were like, "What do you think when you hear the words Jason Voorhees?" And he's like, "So weird." He's like, "I think of a little girl sticking a hot dog through a donut." I'm like, "What the fuck is this?" Why? I don't get it.
Yeah. Nobody. Yeah. What prompted you to say
That's
that?
supposed to be
Because that
badass
question
or
didn't.
creepy?
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody thought that except for that guy.
There was a Nightmare on Elm Street TV series. I've actually,
Yeah.
I
I've
have
s-
a few.
I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah, I watched it when it originally was on. There was a Friday the 13th one too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Freddie did a lot of little guest spots. He did a thing on MTV for the third movie, I think, because they had docking and stuff. And there's this rumor I heard, or urban legend, that says when they were shooting that video, Robert Englund, who played Freddy,
Right.
was partying with Dokken, and he would take lines of coke off his claw. He would just snort. And I guess he was doing so much, they had to reshoot so much because I guess it makes you weak or whatever. And he's kind of going through these walls to scare the Dokken crew. So it's kind of a cool party story.
That is weird as shit.
Fucking
Yeah, it's
Freddy
really
Krueger on cocaine. That's,
Yeah, that's all you need.
That's a fucking nightmare. Shit.
He went from Dockin to the Fat Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, you did Fat
right.
Boys? Will Smith just did a song about him, but I don't think they did. a
Yeah,
video.
Nightmare on My Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And got sued very much.
Oh, he did get sued.
Did he?
For that.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know.
Yeah,
that.
actually, they recorded that song to offer to New Line. Is that who does Nightmare?
They're like, we'll
And-
take the Fat Boys instead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and actually, that's kind of what happened. They were like, "No, we don't like this song. You need to stop
Oh,
using
wow.
it. We're not going to use it." And put it on the album anyways, and then they sued the shit out of him.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did not know that. How's Mike Tyson feel about that?
Yeah, there's a lot of good
Pretty
music.
sure he was cool with it.
Yeah,
Like,
sure,
back
yeah.
then, you got Mike Tyson's, like, you got his permission.
Well, I think back then Tyson was already in Indianapolis prison, so.
Yeah. You guys have a
you
favorite?
still
Elm
got his
Street?
permission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like Dream Warriors. That's my favorite.
Yeah, I think Dream Warriors. I actually got a Dream Warriors shirt on. It's like that.
Nice.
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 It's like
That's awesome.
Dream Warriors got Freddy there.
What was your question though? What was your favorite?
Oh, what's your favorite Nightmare movie? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I gotta go one.
I don't know. I
favorite
think
horror
it's like
movie?
the first one.
The first one
first
is
one's the
awesome
best.
too.
1, then 3, and then I know 2 gets labeled as the homosexual nightmare.
There's a doc about that. Yeah.
But actually, I was going to bring that up because I watched it for the second time. Was what is it called? I just, Nightmare on My Street or whatever the documentary about, and it's really long.
I
It's
need to
like
see it. I
4
haven't
hours
seen
long.
it.
Yeah.
It's super long. And
I haven't
it's
watched
really
the whole
awesome.
thing, but I've seen
I
most
watched
of
it
it.
twice.
There's
and,
one called Never Sleep Again. Where they
Never
go
Sleep
over
Again.
every
That's
movie.
what it is, yeah.
That's a good one.
That's what it was. And but as a kid, I didn't recognize the homosexual overtones of 2. But then like rewatching is like, holy shit, yeah, this is.
I haven't
The
seen
actor
it.
was even gay. He was a gay guy.
Yeah, yeah.
I haven't seen it since I was a kid, so I should watch it again.
Yeah, it's really
'Cause I don't
weird,
even-
man, because it's kind of like it's the first sequel and they break some rules. Like they kind of like Freddy walks out from the dream world and like just starts killing people.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like,
really?
wait, that's not how Freddy works, right? Like, is that
Yeah.
Right.
he can just do that?
Yeah, that doesn't seem
I
right.
don't know.
They've done that. Like I feel like they've done that a few times though, where
But-
it's like, whoa, hold on.
He
a
did it
second,
in Freddy
you
vs.
know?
Jason, but like
Yeah.
in this one, he still had some powers when he walked out. That's where things got weird. He made like
Yeah.
the pool like boil and shit, and I'm just like, wait a second here.
But that's kind of why I like
You're
second.
supposed to just be
Yeah.
a dude with a claw.
Yeah, it's a little wild. Yeah.
It was like probably my 3rd or 4th favorite one,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I like it because it just doesn't fit all the
Yeah,
other
it's
movies.
so out
It's
there,
so
yeah.
out
Was part 2 where the girl has the pool party?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the homosexual? I don't know.
No, just
You're gonna
rewatch
have
it.
to rewatch it, I
Okay.
guess.
There's a lot of homosexual undertones or overtones. If you're
Under and over.
or under and over, it's that.
Who's the over and who's the under?
A lot of reach around town.
Yeah, there's a lot of reach around towns.
Freddy's the top, I guess.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah. Well, there's a whole scene in there where they're like in this like biker leather bar, and as a kid, I'm watching, and I'm like, that's not gay. That's just adults having fun, right?
Yeah,
That's what adults do.
it's not like,
Right. I remember this with Police Academy.
Yeah, I'll
the Blue
understand it
Oyster.
when I'm older.
It's the Blue Oyster Bar. Yeah.
Yeah. The third one I'd say is a good one, and that's the only other one that not Robert Englund, Wes Craven wrote. Yeah. And then
The New Nightmare.
Wizard Master was in
And-
3, right?
yeah, the Dream Master was 4.
Well,
Dream
like
Warriors.
the one kid, like I am the Wizard Master, and he's fucking running.
Yeah,
at
that's
Freddy.
part 3. Yeah, he's like playing D&D and shit.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite one actually. That's
Yeah,
also the
so
one
good.
where he puts the old dude's
Yeah.
head through the TV, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's the
prime
girl.
time,
Bitch.
Prime time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to. She wants
That
to
was
be
all an
actress.
ad lib from Freddy. That was all an ad lib.
Yeah?
He's like, you know what? You guys got me saying something.
Really?
Just call her a bitch.
That's
I
what.
think I think 3 is my favorite one because like it might like I haven't watched any of them in so long.
Oh, that's the
but
best.
from memory, like Freddy's always been like he's a fucking joker, you know.
Yeah.
That's his-
Uh-huh.
I feel like that's when he started
his-
saying those snappy lines
Yeah,
before he
that's where
killed.
he really got more.
Yeah, that's
Quippy.
when.
But
Yeah,
that's kind of one of my favorite parts of Nightmare on Elm Street are my favorite. What do you want to say?
Genre?
Yeah.
No, not
No?
genre, but they're my favorite collection of horror
Franchise.
movies.
Oh, okay.
Franchise, thank you.
Franchise.
Mine is, and like I said, I'm not, like you guys, with the, loving all the horror. But one of my favorite and is still, a little scary to me is Chucky.
Chucky.
I don't know why.
He's scary.
It's just like a doll that will fuck you up, and
He's
I'm
the-
not okay with that.
he's one of them. I mean, he's the one they put
But
him
I've
up there
seen-
with Pinhead and
I've
Michael
seen-
Myers, and yeah.
I've seen most of those.
Yeah. I like Hellraiser.
I got a buddy. I have a buddy who has a legitimate fear of little people,
Oh, wow.
Because of Chucky?
which we do. We traced it. That's what we traced it back to.
Phobic?
Yeah?
Kind of hashed it up.
You traced it back to that. I love that you guys did fucking investigative reporting.
You're like
Look,
sat him
man,
down
it
and
was so-
hypnotized
Saw a
him.
double
dude, we
feature.
were walking back from the bar one fucking night, and we were drunk. It was me, my buddy Kunle, and Harry. the
This is
kid that
midget
was,
in
like,
overalls.
afraid of- And like it would be easy because Harry was like a tall dude, like he was like 6'8", like 6'8", maybe weighed like 210 pounds. So like a tall, skinny kind of dude, big ass Dumbo ears. Like he was just kind of like a big, goofy looking dude. So like you might kind of just openly think like, oh. it makes a little bit of sense for a really tall person to be weirded out by really short people.
Yeah, it's the same way I feel about like chihuahuas. Like I don't want to step on them and like kill them or anything.
But like, dude, we're walking back
like you're afraid
from
of
the bar, and as we're walking back, like a dwarf walks out of this like apartment. Like it was like one of those apartments where there's just like a door, like stairs leading to a doorway, and so like he walks out as
like
we're walking
Alice
up,
in
like,
Wonderland. What's happening?
And like so he walks out, and we're maybe like 15 feet from the door, and Harry loses his shit.
Really?
Like he loses.
Does he go?
Pretty much. He's oh fuck, what the fuck, and like goes and like throws me and Kunle in front of him, and like uses him like us as like a shield, and then just like pushes us through like kind of knocks this dwarf over a little bit.
Yeah, fuck him.
As we're fucking running through, and then he just and then once we get by him, he like fucking swim moves us and bolts straight back to the fucking.
Oh my goodness.
We catch up with him, and 20 minutes later, like we get back, we're like, dude,
he's at Hardee's, face down in gravy.
Like what the fuck? And he's like, he's sitting there, he's playing fucking video games, and he's like, I don't
want to talk about it.
I like just little like when they're little, and like dude, it was
wow.
Fucked.
You went that
Shit, fucked up by it, and so like I said, we were fucked up, so we decided to figure out why he had this fear, and we think it's a Chucky. I'm sorry, long way to get back to that.
No, but that's a great story though, because there are people that are
It's like I can't even watch hockey because of Jason. So I was like, I can't even watch that shit.
done with it.
But no, I don't know what it was.
Yeah. Bobby Orr days, definitely.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. Like when you watch the first Chucky, it's so I don't know.
It's a good one.
It's I don't know. I feel like it's really good, but that's just me. I don't know all the things about horror.
As a kid than nowadays, because nowadays I'm like, dude, I can kick that thing. I got such the hide
and, like,
advantage.
punt it.
Right.
I know he can hide.
But
in some closets
he's
and
fucking
stuff.
hidey, dude.
Dude, I'm gonna figure out
so
the second
fucking
my
hidey.
kid's like, Chucky says I want to kill everybody and all this. I'm like, well,
Yeah.
I guess the doll's going.
What's
Right.
what's the most recent one? Because I watched that and I was like,
Oh, it's a remake, I think.
was it
Chucky.
The Seed.
Was it Seed of Chucky or
yeah, Triple B just said he watched Seed of Chucky and followed
he
it
said
with Yikes.
Yeah,
Well,
I seen that one. That's a weird one. That's probably the
I like.
I saw the one with the little Pinocchio doll.
I
Man.
watched
Yeah,
it
that's
and
that
I'm
one.
like, I would know. How do they how are they letting this doll do this? I'd fucking go.
Well, dolls can have sex with other dolls. And they can
They
get
can
pregnant.
they
when a
can get
doll loves
married.
another doll.
Yeah.
Yeah, the female doll's Jennifer Tilly. Don't you just want to have sex with her to shut her up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But my original like why like Nightmare on Elm Street was my favorite is because up until then it was all like kind of silent people, Jason,
You are right.
Michael Myers, and then all of a sudden there was this guy who is creepy as shit. He's in your dreams and he fucking joking about killing you.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Like, and
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
I think that even made it just more creepy to me.
Well,
is
Freddy
that-
came like later. There was actually 2 waves of slasher movies, and he came during the second wave, and they had a
Right.
whole lot more creative, a few more
Yeah.
creative concepts. The first wave was like your Friday the 13th. It started
Right.
with Halloween, really.
Halloween and
70s,
and then you got Michael
96.
Myers and Jason who are completely silent. They're just silent killers. They're just quiet.
Which don't get me wrong,
Curse
is
of
super
Chucky.
creepy
Oh, I love him.
in itself, but just when like Freddy was the first one I saw that talked.
Yeah.
And like joke around, and it was like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's funny.
Freddy's scared me more
Oh,
as a
and now
kid.
that's super gory, and you're using his veins as
Yeah.
puppeteer.
And then he would take your
Like,
song.
and
They just-
I'm 8 and not.
Yeah.
I'm not liking this part.
The only like because it's not that I don't like appreciate them. I do appreciate them, but I don't get scared by movies that are supposed to be scary because
some
like
stuff that you'll be afraid of.
no, and I'm sure that's true, but I don't want to. Like that's my thing.
not like
I'm not a yeah no I.
Someone's really getting killed here.
It's not that. I
deep
don't.
web.
I don't enjoy being like scared. I don't want that.
I understand.
You know, it's not a thing that I search out.
To me, they're fun movies, so I don't
But-
really get scared.
The
It's
only-
called being
And see, and I
being
do
a
like
vagina.
being
It's not
I'm
that.
not a fan of, like-
Wait, what's Rob saying?
I said I do like being scared, but I'm not a fan of, like I was saying earlier, like the psychological fucking thrillers.
Like what? What
Like
do you
what
mean?
psychological?
like Pie. Like I don't.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
Pie? That's
Pie.
not really a.
I wouldn't call that a horror movie.
Yeah, it's not a horror
Yeah,
movie. It's like a.
I don't know. Math is
It's a
pretty
fucking
horrific.
horror movie to me, man.
Rob Zombie did one that was a psychological movie recently.
Dude, if you say
Lords
Lords
of Salem.
yeah,
Like,
it wasn't good. It wasn't that good.
that
no.
was one of the worst movies
Yeah.
I think I've
Yeah.
ever
No, it wasn't that good.
I haven't
fucking
seen it because
And I'm a
everybody
fan-
says it's awful.
And I'm a fan of Rob Zombie's directing, like the Halloweens. I just
I
like
haven't
that
seen
there
his
was a.
remakes of the Halloween.
I just like that there was a different take. They were good
Yeah.
enough.
I like
loved
Devil's
how,
Rejects.
yeah,
and
and
all
House
that.
of
Yeah.
a Thousand Corpses, but Lords of Salem, I was juiced to watch.
It wasn't that good.
And it was fucking horrific.
No. Well, here's what he was
Heard
trying
it was
to
slow.
do. Yeah,
Beyond slow.
He was trying to base it off a lot of like that old psychological '70s stuff that he was watching,
Yeah.
and yeah, like I forget the director back then, but there are some cool movies from that time period. But I wouldn't even consider those movies horror. Really, it's
Yeah.
more like it's fun to watch because
Like,
there's some cool visuals sometimes.
What's the one the one with Donald Sutherland where it's like the whole thing is like really it's like a 70s movie and there's like a really long sex scene for no reason in particular.
Oh, I know what you're
And
talking about
it's
because
like-
I've heard it talked about before.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I can't remember. But it's like the whole movie is just like slow and drawn out. And then there's one part towards the end where I was like, oh shit, I wasn't expecting that. And then that was pretty much it. That was the end of the movie. And
Are you
like,
talking about Halloween 4?
Yeah.
no, it was like it's not a franchise, and it was like. But it was on one of those lists of like one of those. It's like a really fucked up movie, so I watched it, and it was like,
There's some like that, but it's just like slow paced and
yeah,
I
really
think-
slow.
Yeah, I think The Shining is a psychological horror movie.
Yeah?
Personally, and
Oh, yeah.
I think it's great. I mean,
But
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Is
I love that
psychological thriller more appropriate? Like, more,
Yeah,
I think so. Maybe
psychological thriller. Yeah, I would say
Body
yeah. No, it wasn't Body Snatchers. It wasn't Body Snatchers. It was like he was like him and his wife and their small child died and they were living in Paris or they're living abroad.
Yes.
Okay, I gotta
Oh my
think of this
gosh,
movie.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
Man.
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I cannot think of it
I
either.
can't remember the name of it.
Donald Sutherland.
American Werewolf in Paris?
No,
Like,
That was
no.
very psychological.
There was no werewolves. There was no like body snatchers. There was no nothing like that. It
That's
wasn't
where
really.
they went wrong.
The thing is like yeah. To me, it wasn't even a horror film. It was just kind of like weird.
It was weird and creepy.
And there was like a fucking 6-minute
Sexy.
Yeah, it took
screwing
forever.
scene,
Yeah.
scene where they're
It was like
having sex.
yeah.
It was like
It was like the marionettes and fucking
in
in,
World Police.
World Police, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Team
it's like
America.
there's no reason for this except
Yeah.
for it's hilarious.
I was going to say the equivalent of True Blood, perhaps.
Oh, True Blood's
because
just silly.
it's horrible. I
It's
can't
silly.
watch it. I never made it past the
I
second
just
season.
don't get it.
Can't
even
believe
though
it's
I'm
still
not
around.
here's a weird thing. Like even though I'm not into horror movies at all, I love a good vampire movie.
I like vampires.
Like
man.
I will watch a vampire
I love
movie
a
in a
bad
heartbeat.
vampire movie.
And I love
Yeah.
bad vampire movies also. Like that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
I will watch any vampire movie that
Me
there
too.
is, and
Yeah,
I don't know
I agree.
why.
It's definitely my favorite of the monster. Sorry, to go back to the true monster genre.
Yeah,
The
right.
vampire
Yeah,
is
yeah.
definitely
Right.
my
And
favorite.
monster
That's great.
monster wise, Dracula's my favorite. Like
Yeah.
that new Dracula that came out, I thought that was the shit.
I'll have to watch that. I heard some. I guess I heard some bad things.
Yeah, I've heard.
Is he like in
I've
the
heard
future
both
fighting?
sides.
And...
Yeah.
No, it's like back in the day. Like
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's how it all started.
Oh, all right.
I
Like,
watched
kinda thing.
Yeah, like
I watched
Origin Story.
I watched Monster Squad a couple years
Oh, I
ago.
love it.
For me, it
I
holds
own it.
up.
It
It holds up.
Actually, I
Yeah,
think you have
I
my
would
monster.
think Monster Squad does hold up, man.
Yeah, it
I
does.
feel like it should.
I was in a band named Wolfman's Got Nards.
Oh, that's fucking
Nice.
You win. You win.
Nice.
I guess the guy who played the first Jason Voorhees has a band, and it's called First Jason.
First Jason, yeah.
John Baldizon was telling me, he's like, yeah, I used to know that guy, a guy who drummed for him, and I guess that First Jason's a total dick.
That's what I've heard too.
Yeah, like he just goes all Hollywood on people, like, dude, I fucking
I was
first
First
Mongoloid.
Jason.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's the name of the band, dude.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all you say
Settle
every day.
down.
That's like the first 4 songs.
Right.
First Jason on repeat.
And nobody
Right,
knows.
right.
Nobody knows his name, but they know the other silent.
They know Kane Hodder.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
Kane. Yeah, everybody. Like Kane
And I
Hodder.
don't even know. I don't even know horror movies, and I know that dude's name.
We got a song called "Fuck Kane Hodder."
Dude, everybody get on Kickstarter because they are making a Friday the 13th video game. And
Yes,
and you're
it
able
looks
to be,
awesome.
Yeah, you can be Jason or you can be one of these camp
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 counselors
Yeah,
and- yeah.
And it's just I heard
It
strictly as fun
looks
to run. Oh,
Badass.
yeah. I donate money, man.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at, but it looks fucking kick ass. It looks really fucking fun, man. It's
Nice.
gonna be on a main. They're looking to put it on main consoles, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll be Patty. All right.
No, I was going to say that she said Bloodsucker Jones. Like, I don't even know what that is.
Is that like a blaxploitation?
Blaxploitation.
That's what I was gonna ask.
I was going to say.
I know Blackula.
Yeah, Blackula.
Fucking
It's
sequel to
Vampire in
Blackenstein. There's a Blackenstein out there.
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Yeah, there's that too. I remember that.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but
Don't Look
I'm
Now,
gonna check it
yes.
out.
Oh, I'll check it
Don't
out.
Look Now. That's
That's the name.
I watched that like on This Michiana or
Yeah.
whatever. It was something like that. Obviously, shit's cut out. Like
Right.
they went to commercial as soon as the sex scene started. You know, like so when they came back, it was over. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like so, like yeah. I knew, and I looked it up, and they're like the trivia on it was like 6-minute sex scene, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? Why?
Yeah, it's
And
a really long
What I was going to say, too, when we were talking about...
Dolomite Vampire.
I love it already.
Now I have to
Oh
see
my
it.
god, I'm putting
Now
this
I'm
on
watching
repeat.
it.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh.
I will find
Bloodsucker
this.
Jones.
I'm going all
But
over.
she also pointed out, like, when we were talking about franchises, how Hellraiser started so good, and then
Oh,
it
I
just
loved Hellraiser.
Oh,
yeah.
dude.
keeps
Okay.
getting worse and worse.
I forgot
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
mention.
At the third one is where it went down.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
forgot to
Barker had
mention.
nothing to do with it.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that is the one, like the first two were like, holy shit, I don't ever want to watch a horror movie
Dude,
again.
I love those
like,
movies.
I was like, that's enough
Yeah.
for me.
The only problem I ever had with those movies, even as a kid, like, they terrified me, especially the gore in those first couple
Oh,
movies
yeah.
was insane.
Outstanding.
But the fact that they're called Cinnabites.
Well, it's based on a book.
I
Yeah,
was
it's
like,
really
Sounds
weird.
delicious.
I know,
Yeah, I know
it's
it is,
based
yeah.
on something,
It's
but
little
it
Cinnabuns.
was-
It is a weird thing to
Cenobite.
Cenobite. I think it's pronounced Cenobite.
Yeah, but
But it still
it's
sounds like Cenobites. Like,
Cenobites.
delicious.
Yeah.
And then you got Cenobites serving Cenobites.
And then you got Cinnabuns, and it's
Yeah.
just like
It's really neat, man. I wouldn't count those as slasher movies. I always that's my like weird. It's a weird
Yeah.
pet peeve. Like I'm like those are not slasher movies because those guys are not hunting down teens.
Yeah.
they're like weird referees and like they think you're gonna enjoy this pain you're putting on them.
Yeah. I don't know. I rewatched the first Hellraiser, and I was like, it was kind of like recently rewatching The Exorcist. I was like, it's not as scary as I remember it.
Right. It's not as scary to me. I think I like it just because there's a whole mythology. I have a whole collection of Hellraiser comics.
Yeah.
And there's
Oh,
a whole
okay.
universe.
Oh,
They
yeah, no,
elaborated
yeah.
on. That's
Well,
badass.
A couple months ago, I started just researching like what happened to Hellraiser, like in the future movies
He's
and
supposed to be
everything,
making another
and if
one.
there was like something that came before that it was
Yeah, there
based
is.
off of and everything, and I learned a lot.
It's a
Yeah,
short
they-
story.
Yeah,
Clive
It-
Barker, really
yeah.
good. It's a little different, but it's good, man. I have the book.
Weren't you the one telling me about like a guy you knew that was like,
Oh, yeah.
homophobic? and
Yeah, I was
he's a
trying to
huge
work it into
Clive
a
Barker.
bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so this cat, I know, and I used to work with this guy. I got 2 jokes from him. One, I smoked weed with his baby in the room.
Fair enough.
Because we would go after work and we just like all like fucking just smoke weed, and like he was just like just a weird kid, and he would just like let his babies run around. He had like several babies, so technically, but one baby he had trained. Like he would sometimes, like if he was far away, taking a hit off this bull, he'd hand the baby the bull, and he would just like run and kind of like, here you go. And he's like, it's all right. He doesn't know how to smoke it. He's just being nice. I'm like, all right, and he knows how to pound it too. I'm like, all right, dude.
All right, pound it. Give me the bowl.
Yeah, that's what it was. So
Give
I
me the
blew
bowl,
up.
baby.
I'm not an asshole. Like I'm not calling
Right.
child services either. But no, this kid would always like he was really into metal, really into Black Death metal. He was Jewish, like a convert, like a Jewish convert or whatever. And but like extremely homophobic. So homophobic.
Those are my favorite shoes, Jewish Converts.
Yeah, Jewish Converse. They're the best Jewish. But
They're really cheap.
yeah.
They're kosher,
Jason,
fucking kosher.
that's enough.
But this kid, this kid, he was very homophobic. Like we would talk about music and stuff. He's really into metal and whatnot. And he would just be like I can't listen to any band. He's like, sure, David Bowie's cool, but he's gay kind of. I'm like, well, he's only kind of gay. He's like,
He's,
he's still doing
he's
shit.
only
Like, yeah.
he's half gay.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
half gay. He's a fucking like a daywalker. But
It's a day.
because I was trying to kind of plant seeds. Like, listen, dude, like maybe if you go over this much, maybe. But he was so homophobic
That's why I didn't
that
like
it
you
made
because
me
you're trying to
like.
plant seeds in his ass.
I thought he had like issues. Like I'm like this dude. Like clearly, you get to a point where you're so homophobic that I'm thinking you're gay. Like, dude,
Right.
Because
Yeah.
he would not read
Yeah.
anything by gay people. He didn't want anything to do.
What?
So he shows me a book one day, and he's into horror movies. And he's like, "Hey, Mike, look at this. He had a Clive Barker novel. He's like, look at this." And I didn't have the heart to tell him, like, Clive Barker's gay, because I knew he would throw the book at me and burn it. I'm like, I don't want to ruin something he likes.
You should have been like, hey, you sure you want this book? Because Clive Barker's gay.
Yeah, and then
Yeah, I
take
should've
it.
said
I'll take this.
I'll take this off your hands.
And I was thinking of that, and I'm like, later on, he's like, I used to be into like Pinhead and stuff. Now I'm more of a Leatherface man. He's crushing puss all the time. He has nothing. I'm like, he's a cross-dresser though. Like,
Yeah,
it's this whole thing.
more
It's
of a
like
Jason
Ed
guy.
Gein. He's based on Ed Gein, who was like
Yeah.
kind of a weirdo and
Kind of, yeah. Kind of is a
I heard
super
he only
nice
really
word.
killed
Bit of a
2
weirdo.
people, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he killed 2 people technically. I mean, he's still what got him famous was he just did creepy shit.
Yeah.
He was taking like these corpses apart and making.
He was
furniture,
making lampshades and
just-
shit. Yeah.
It's just not acceptable. You
Yeah.
just can't do that.
All right, here's a
Yeah,
question
not allowed.
because I've always been curious about this because everyone I've ever seen has been horrible. But a movie based off an actual real serial killer, that's
Yeah.
good.
Oh, that's good.
A real serial killer, that's good?
I've seen the John Wayne Gacy one. I've seen both of the Jeffrey Dahmers.
I
I've
didn't
seen
know
the
there was
Ed Gein.
The Fish.
Oh, there's more than 2 Jeffrey
Yeah.
Dahmer.
I saw the
movies.
Dahmer
Dude.
one with the guy who played Hawkeye playing Dahmer.
Dude,
Alan Alda?
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah.
there is a documentary on. I used to be on Netflix. Is about H.H. Holmes, who was like the
that's great.
first ever serial killer. Well, the first probably
Yeah, documentary.
Yeah.
They're making a movie
labeled
about that.
a serial
Scorsese
killer,
and
from back in the 18.
Leonardo DiCaprio are doing a movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
It's good.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
honestly, that documentary was fucking.
Is that the dude that
creepy
had the
as
hotel?
fuck.
Hotel during
Yeah,
the
the
World's
hotel,
Fair.
yeah,
Yeah.
And you would just bring people in. It was just this murder castle, they called
Yeah.
it. It was
And-
in Chicago. We can
And
do
he
Murder
was
Castle.
not. He was
Band
not
name.
discriminating.
Tons
He
of
didn't
trap
have
doors,
like
yeah.
a particular demographic.
Nope.
He would fucking kill kids,
Anybody.
kill women,
Whatever.
men,
He was a
whatever.
con
He
artist.
did
He was a
not
smart
give a
guy.
fuck.
Yeah, but any of those movies that I've seen that should be because they're real.
Yeah.
should
Yeah.
be the
They should be
most
scary as
terrifying
shit. Yeah, they
fucking
should be the
thing, and
scariest shit.
It's always bad production, bad acting,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
bad
it's
story.
usually
line.
very low budget.
The
Yeah,
Jack the Ripper one.
the Jack the Ripper
Oh, that was a
from
cool
Hell.
one. Yeah.
From Hell.
That
that was
was
one.
all right.
It was all right.
Yeah,
It
that
was
wasn't
comedy.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah, it was Johnny Depp.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really slow.
It was super slow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same
I
guy
watched
who wrote
that
that
one
did.
because I'm a
V for
big
Vendetta.
fan. Like I would say, big fan. It sounds weird to say that,
big
but
fan of
like,
Jack the Ripper, really
no,
doing
no,
good.
no, not of Jack the Ripper, but like of
Killing
That's what
actual
I thought. Triple
Okay.
B.
of actual serial killers.
I thought the American Horror Story guy was based on H.H. Holmes because
is
of that
it?
hotel.
Oh, is
they
that
are
right?
basing it on
I
him.
thought it was.
I have a book at home that is serial killers through the years.
Yeah.
Like
that's
actual
Yes,
ones.
because you were gonna
Oh,
let
that's
me borrow it.
I was gonna let you borrow it. Yeah, yeah.
Because I
But,
wanted to
uh,
write a bit.
And yeah, I was gonna let you borrow it because it has a lot of information, and
Yeah.
you were gonna write a bit about it. But
Yeah.
like, I read that every once in a while, and I'm just like, holy shit, man, this is nuts. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many like you can get scared of these horror movies and everything like that, but like the real motherfuckers, like that's why I think like Jason's point is so great because like there's actual motherfuckers that did this shit.
Oh yeah.
And they've never made a good movie about it. You know,
I think there's some good movies about
like the
actual
Green
serial
River
killers.
Killer, like that should be a
They've done
fucking
that.
like that's a.
And
I
they've
know
done-
it.
but
I know they've
Prostitutes
done like
aren't people.
Zodiac.
Guys. I can't aim at that.
They've done well, I mean, they've got Monster, they've got the Zodiac Killer,
That's
they've
a good one.
got Son of Sam. They've made a movie from that.
yeah.
I
Son of
don't
Sam
know
was
if they
actually
ever did a Ted
what
Bundy
was it? The
movie.
summer of
Yeah, they did the Ted Bundy. I saw that.
No,
Yeah,
what-
there's a movie
Ted
for
Bundy's
all
was
of them,
pretty
but
good.
just
The-
not mainstream.
Yeah, they're like more
independent.
straight
the
Yeah.
Son of Sam one is it's called Summer of
Summer of Sam.
Summer of
Yeah.
Sam, and
that
it's
was
got
Spike
Adrian
Lee,
Brody.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wasn't that Spike
Yeah.
Lee?
Yeah, but it's
Was
got Adrian Brody as the lead, and that was really good. That was actually like the production,
Check that out.
everything was really good there.
No, I saw that. That's a good one. Yeah.
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 It was
or
nuts.
like, even like a local one, Belle Guinness,
Oh, that's
Like-
Stephen King.
and never had a good movie. A woman who just, stuck my husband in a meat grinder and
Right.
served them to people.
Yeah,
No
yeah,
big
yeah.
deal.
I
No
saw
big
a
deal.
doc
Fried
about
green
it.
tomatoes.
Yeah.
It's fried green tomatoes.
And she killed a lot of people. And
Right.
just like no good movies about it. It's kind of local.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, then there's the Monster with
need- that
Uma
sounds
Thurman, right?
Oh, I seen that. Yeah.
No, it's Charlize Theron.
Charlize
Yeah,
Theron,
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, that was wild.
It was Eileen Wuornos.
I thought that was a
the
movie
killer.
about a fat girl. I didn't watch it.
But it wasn't. It was decent. But I mean, it's not like it really didn't feel the same as like some of the like she's no Albert Fish. She's no H.H.
Oh, Albert
Holmes.
Fish is very scary.
She's no like Ted. Yeah, Albert Fish might
Yeah.
be. That was the one That was the one
I
that
saw
fucked
that
me
doc.
up.
That really
that
fucked
doc
me up.
fucked me up,
Because he's
man.
a soul kid killer, and he relished in it. He liked what he was
would
doing.
kidnap and kill the kid, and then write the parents a letter saying everything he did to the child.
Yeah,
like, that guy's fucked up.
Yeah,
man.
that's
that guy was a dick.
Yeah. No, really, it is the truth, man. Me and my friends, we'd get in fights sometimes about, like, serial killers, and we'd be like, that guy's not as, like, we'd sometimes accidentally say cool, like, this guy did what? I was like, none of them are cool.
Yeah.
They're all assholes.
They're all assholes.
There's just, like, some who are more interesting than others, man.
Yeah.
Right, and that's my thing. Is like it's the idea of that they're more interesting than the other one, you know, and how they got to that point. That's why I think like the Green River Killer is the most interesting, one of the most interesting to me, because he did it over I think it was 30 years.
wow.
Like, and he killed so many women.
What about
How many did he kill?
who's
Because there's an interesting guy, one I wanted to talk about. Have you guys heard of this? There's 2 movies about him. A man named Ivalenko. This is a Soviet serial killer in Russia. Very interesting movie. It had Michael McDowell played one. That one I think is all right, but there's another one that was straight to HBO that I thought was a little more interesting. It's the first one I watched. It's a little older. Both are good, but
But that Russian dude is
well, it's crazy because he was part of the Communist Party, right? And they were like, the Soviets are just like, listen, dude, it's like serial killing is a decadent American thing. It does not happen here. But they've had tons of serial killers.
Yeah, they've
that
had
put
a
us
lot.
to shame.
Wow.
Yeah.
We need to get on our game, serial killers.
Well, we're not counting. We're not counting Stalin, right?
Yeah, well, exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Compared to like a Stalin or compared to that, like who's really more evil? Like,
Yeah.
you know, this guy who has a mental flaw, or like a Genghis Khan who killed even more people than
Right.
Stalin and is just
Right.
drinking at night. Like, oh no, these people.
just kicking back.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but there's people that kill, and then there's people that have other people kill for them.
Right.
That's a totally different subject.
still a
I
dick,
think.
like-
Yeah. No.
It's a
You're,
different
you're,
subject,
yeah,
though,
but you're a ruler that does things that makes other people die.
Yeah.
That's a totally different fucking aspect
Yeah.
of killing.
It is kind of like a 1%er thing. Like,
I
dude,
think
who's got
it's
more work ethic.
Yeah, I think it's more about like your work ethic as a person. Like, what
So-
work are you putting in?
Well, what
you know?
What? Yeah. Well, like, okay. So, how does it differentiate? Is it the way you kill, who you kill, how you're killing?
The mask you're wearing, what kind of?
Yeah. Are you wearing? What's your disguise?
I
Look
think it's
like?
all
Yeah,
about how
sure.
personal it is.
There's that
That's
too.
my
And
thing.
personal.
Like
okay.
for a real serial
Well, you
killer.
mentioned, you mentioned someone like Genghis Khan. Like,
Oh, yeah, he's a dick.
let's talk about genocide more on a scale of genocide, something that could be considered
Yeah.
like genocide.
See,
Well,
and
Genghis
that's
Khan did
genocide.
commit genocide.
That's not really mass
Yeah,
murder.
so
he
That's
killed millions of
genocide.
Genghis Khan.
Way more than a Hitler.
Like,
way more than
mass extermination doesn't necessarily have to be genocide. Like Genghis Khan wasn't like trying to eradicate a specific.
They were just kind of in the
people.
way. Like,
Yeah,
He was trying.
killing
No,
people.
well, I mean, he was trying to conquer.
yeah.
Right.
You know, it's like the difference.
Well, supposedly
Let's
he would
say,
go
like,
into
let's-
these towns
let's say,
and
like,
exterminate.
Alexander
He
the
did not
Great.
want-
Who had an idea of trying to basically take the entire world under his rule.
Right.
Like the time you're doing it has to factor into it.
Well,
Like
exactly.
I mean, Hitler is worse than Genghis Khan.
But we're kind of.
Well, that's more of a
Khan
modern.
was
kinda
doing
yeah.
what he was doing for
getting
a
off the
sincere
point.
like
I know a little bit.
belief that he should be the ruler of the world to unite the world.
That's
like
why-
that was
Yeah, there's different rationales.
like that was his
certainly.
mindset. Like
Yeah.
Hitler was like, fuck
Yeah.
the Jews.
I guess my point is just the morality of it all. Like, it's
Right,
still you're still
right.
a dick there.
You're
Yeah.
still-
No.
you're-
Yeah,
yeah.
but I'm saying that's a totally different idea than how personal an actual
Well,
serial
that's what's scary
killer
about it.
is.
It's like some dudes in my house. They're after me specifically
Right.
for whatever.
Well,
Right.
Son of Sam was pretty impersonal. He would just walk up to a car and shoot the people. And
I'm
then
saying,
drive
but that's
away,
personal
you
to
know?
him.
The same
I'm
with the
saying like
Zodiac
he's
killer,
doing
which
it.
is-
Oh, that was the Zodiac killer.
No, I
yeah.
think Son of Sam did.
Yeah,
No,
they
too.
Son
both
of
did
Sam.
that.
Yeah,
they
he
both
would.
cat people.
Yeah, he would kill people that were in cars.
I guess what scares me is like those BTK
Making out.
killers.
The BTK, yeah.
'Cause here's what he
That's
did.
what I was trying
Here's
to
a-
figure out.
I guess
the
he,
BTK killer
well, he
was.
tied a girl up, I guess, one time and just pretty much told her. First he put a gun to her and said, "I'm gonna tie you up," and then
Right.
she was like, "He's like, I'm gonna, fuck with you. I'm probably gonna kill you." And she just like, in disbelief, no, she can't get away. Like smoked a cigarette, let her smoke a cigarette, and then tied her up. I mean, the whole that's fucking terrible. Like,
Yeah, that's
Right,
yeah.
that's on a different level.
yeah.
But I think
that's breaking someone down completely.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
is it-
You got to get
Yeah.
accepted. You got to think about the psychological element of that. I mean,
yeah, I'll be Patty said, I like the cult leaders more than the serial
cult
killers.
leaders are a lot scarier to me.
The cult leaders are more scary because they can wipe out more people at once.
You
And
talking
they
about
make
like Charles
money.
Manson?
Yeah,
You can make a
They're
buck off
making
it.
money.
Yeah.
It's a great point.
I'm jealous of Scientology. I just
Who is Joel Osteen? Fuck that guy, right?
Yeah, that's gonna be Kool-Aid.
There's a guy in Japan. Vice did a doc about this on YouTube. Who killed people? He was a cannibal, and they just let him walk free. And they say, "Okay, we gave you some medicine. We'll keep an eye on you." And this guy made comic books. He made a porno. Everybody knew he was a serial killer. And in this porno, like he talks to the girl beforehand, and she doesn't know about what this guy did. Then afterwards, he kind of tells her, like, I killed some people, and they have sex again, and she's kind of a little more nervous. Then, just a little more, because she's like, well, how was it? How did you? Then later, he just goes into specifics. I guess he killed some girl. He ate parts of her body. I guess he learned how to kind of cook meat a little bit. Butchered her. Then tried to get rid of some of the parts at this beach. He put it in a suitcase.
Yes.
And it opened up, and they saw, like, and people were like, hey, this ain't
faulty
right.
suitcase.
Yeah.
Oh.
Whoops, a daisy.
Samsonite.
Right, yeah. Real wacky.
Like the papers
Yeah.
flying everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Jesus.
damn it! There goes her fingers.
Oh, God. This is not what I
I'm
wanted.
always losing phalanges.
Damn
I
it.
can explain this. But yeah, I mean, and they just let him walk free. And that to me is wild. I'm like, what in the culture says, like, we just gave this guy medicine. And
What about the guy? Was it like the Brazilian guy who is like he thinks he's Satan? He thinks he's the devil, and he's got like a cult
Yeah.
following.
really? That's
Yes.
kind of wild.
Yeah,
What
that
is
Brazilian
he
guy,
like
yeah.
an evil devil or like a rock and roll devil?
I think he's playing. He thinks he's like the rock and roll.
Rock
devil.
and roll
That's
devil.
cool, man. Elvis and all that shit. There's nothing.
Well, he's not a musician himself.
Or
He's just
racist.
like
Well, that's why that's half-assed.
He's
he
not-
thinks he's a rock star type guy. Like he's rich
Right.
though, and he has like a huge following, and
I don't know, man.
yeah, he thinks he's the devil.
If you're not playing guitar or something and you're doing you're losing
Right.
credibility.
Yeah, it's like Rock 'em Dead Kid or Knock 'em Dead. Is that the '80s movie?
And I mean,
Oh,
the one of the
makes-
things that, like, with Manson, we brought him up
Oh,
for
yeah.
a minute. Like, the fact that we have a dude for this long, because
just in
usually
prison.
they kill themselves or they get killed while getting arrested or
Right.
taken in. And we've had this dude for so long, one of the most notorious
Yeah.
of all. And I don't know. I want more. There's tons of documentaries. There's tons of
There's
movies.
so much out
but
there.
I still don't feel like it gets into it enough.
There's a
like,
lot. There's
like I want a reality TV show with fucking
there's an
like
interview out.
Dancing with Manson.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
No.
Dancing with Manson.
Yes.
There's
Nice.
an older interview
I
I
like
saw,
that.
With him, and he's like it's a one-on-one interview that's
I
real
watched
interesting.
that.
He's
Yeah.
like freaking out, just like what the hell, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he still makes albums. He was a rock star, back
Which
in
was
the day.
basically,
and you can buy a new album from. I mean,
which is basically what
It's on iTunes.
yeah, probably.
It's
maybe.
basically what it's. I feel like it's what Woody Harrelson based his Natural Born Killer off of was Charles Manson, sort of. He was a weird guy, but he was also very charismatic.
Well, yeah.
Where you can buy into. You could see how weak-minded people would buy into
Well, he's
his
almost
shit.
became like an American folk hero because if you go back to like
Very
Guns N'
true.
Roses, he
That's a
played-
great fucking point.
Oh, he has in a way. Because I mean, Guns N' Roses was wearing a freaking picture of him. Same with
Charlie
Aleister
Don't
Crowley.
Surf. I used to have that shirt.
Yeah.
Charlie Don't Surf.
Exactly, yeah. And they were gonna write a song. They were gonna use one of his songs.
Yeah.
And like the record company was like, "Listen, guys, maybe we should have put a Manson song on here."
Yeah, not okay.
After 1 in a million, I think we that racist song. But yeah, he's still he has some creepy songs if you listen to him, man. He was hanging out with the Beach Boys.
I
and
can't
stuff.
imagine.
Wild guy. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
they sound creepy now. They're kind of like hippie songs, but they just sound more creepy knowing
Right,
how this
knowing
guy controlled
where
these
he's
people.
coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like when you know where these people are coming from, like Charles Manson, like he didn't even really. I mean, let's be honest, he didn't really even kill that many people. Like, I mean, he's just a weird motherfucker that you can't let go because
No, he
if it
didn't,
does,
yeah.
he's gonna Jim Jones every fucking buddy. You know what I mean? Like he's
Yeah.
gonna find,
Yeah.
he's gonna create another thing, and everybody's like,
I don't
nah,
think he has
you
the
can't
same
go.
pull now. I don't think
I do believe that he does. Like,
Well,
there's
that
still
chick
gonna be
that
a lot
wanted
of
to
people.
marry
Maybe
him
some
or
folks.
whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this one girl did marry him. Yeah. Yeah, God, doesn't that make you pissed off? Like,
Yeah, it
I'm on
does.
Tinder, just like swiping.
Yeah.
Nobody's looking at me.
Yeah, people are
Yeah.
swiping right like a motherfucker
This
for
guy, yeah.
Charles Manson.
He had a team of like 4 pretty decent looking chicks killing for him. It was like, shit, would you kill for me?
Yeah, and this
No.
motherfucker never killed anybody.
Can't even.
He killed like 2 people. I've heard. I think I don't know.
Yeah, but that's rumor.
Well, I know he. Well, I guess he has one confirmed kill at least, and it wasn't even like we got a whole planned cult kill. It was like some weird like bar brawl type shit or something. I don't know exactly, but I know it was something that wasn't like this super badass dark like kind of thing. But like that movie Aquarius with David Duchovny, I mean they're like they're getting it all wrong. Like they're just making up whatever the fuck they want.
Oh
that show. Yeah, because
it's a TV show,
different.
so they got to spread that shit out, you know.
Yeah, but he really was trying to build an army. I mean, he was like, I'm gonna have a hippie army, and we're gonna get this.
Which is like the fucking
worst laziest army of all time. Yeah,
the most ineffectual army.
I know I want to kill people. We'll just do it tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't feel like
Hacky's at the ready, man. Hacky's at the ready.
It's like an oxymoron. It's like, hey, peace, man. We're an army.
My brother. Here's something crazy. I don't know if you guys have a crazy story like this, but my brother went to school with that guy in Elkhart who killed his brother's wife. He killed his sister-in-law and cut her head off. What was that guy's name?
I don't know.
He only killed one dude. Yeah, I forget this guy's name. David Loesch.
Oh, yes.
My brother went to school with this
kid. I
guess he was like a big nerd. Did you know this kid?
Yeah, no, I know the story, though.
Yeah, but my brother, he was going to write a letter to this guy. Like, dude, why'd you do it? And then he figured, like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe
Yeah. It's probably best if you don't correspond.
I'm going to follow him on Twitter.
But how would you take out a killer is what I'm wondering. Because, Jack, I'd kind of trust you. Like, if we had to take out a serial killer, you seem like to be the biggest.
Take out a serial killer?
Like, let's just say, like, a Richard Panzeran's coming. Like, he just walks in right now. It's all four of us. He's just like, everyone's getting raped and killed right now. And
right.
Sitting here on a CollectNet. We got to figure it out.
We've got to figure it out.
I'm just like, finally, ratings.
Right, yeah, right. You get some viewers. That's the highest bad news.
Yeah, Jason's just like, where do I point the camera?
Right. Rob can talk at us. Like,
right, yeah. He's like, oh, man. And then Rob's like,
I'll like people at the movie theater. And, oh, y'all better run.
Oh, no, I'm grabbing my ass.
Don't open that door!
I say we just all bum rush his ass. I don't know.
I think
it's
so.
like,
I think we can do it.
It's just bum rush.
You guys think of things like that? Like, dude, if I'm in one of these scenarios.
I feel like zombie apocalypse is one that I think of. Yeah, like other scenarios. Like, I got a joke about horror movies and like, you know, but I mean, when you seriously think about like
I'm always checking my surroundings.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you know, you can't fuck around.
You know what's fucked up? Whenever I think of any of those, like when I think of those situations, I think of the fact that I probably got to leave my son behind.
Well, it's a smart idea. It's
like, look, and that's legitimate. If I want my whole family to survive, like, or as many of us as can survive as possible, I probably got to let John go. Like, he's fucking wild.
It's horrible.
Like, punch a zombie in the dick before they fucking eat him up. But
that's why it'd be fun to work at an orphanage. You just keep the kids around.
You just have trouble getting away. You just kick one over and then run.
Oh man.
No, but I don't know. Yeah, like if I had to go toe to toe with Jason.
Oh, Jason's a total. Like, those guys are a different level. Like, I'm rooting for a Jason more than, like, a Richard Panzeran. I'm like, well, what Jason's doing isn't nearly as bad.
Right.
He's just kind of like, he's got a little flash from pizzazz. But
what was that,
Rob?
Rob?
His own panache.
It's creativity. It's like that level. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, all those slasher killers I put on a lower level, like, of, like, asshole. Like that are in the movies.
Yeah.
They're not cool, but, like...
Yeah, it's you're not
there's something
as much
about
of a
them
dick.
that's just somewhat not as bad. Like, they just kind of get it over with. They're not.
Sure. It's like
you kind of get the feeling that Mike Myers never would have killed everyone if Jamie Lee Curtis would have just given herself up.
Yeah.
So it's kind of her fault.
You could have killed that whole franchise and saved so many fucking people, Jamie. Like,
what would he have done though? He'd have killed her, and then it would have been like, well, I mean, I guess I'll just go back to the asylum.
I'm done yet.
My mission's over.
The marathon down the street tiring.
Yeah, he's clearly got OCD. He's just got to get that one task done.
Yeah.
Once he does that, he can go back to fucking people's court.
Right. He'd be the world's largest gas station attendant.
Yeah. That would be cool, man. I've always had this idea of like what if like Jason just like opened his own theme restaurant where he's just like, he's like, the one thing I'm not slashing is the quality.
Is my price.
Is my price.
Just high five.
Is the quality of my meat.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, since we've been on this and we've actually almost covered an entire show, we got a little while yet. But favorite soundtrack, like franchise soundtrack.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Baldazan just posted something on Facebook about like a movie score. I really like the 28 Days Later score. As far as the soundtrack goes, like
like
just any soundtrack.
Well, like your horror movie classics. You got your Halloween. You
got the Halloween. The Exorcist is a good one.
Friday
Oh, so
the
you're
13th.
Halloween's the creepiest.
Are you talking about like sounds?
Halloween's crazy.
Like,
I got an answer for both questions.
Like for franchises, they all had the same main theme. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
What was yours, Mike? You said you had it.
Well, here's the two I got. As far as scores go, I really like the Hellraiser score. That really kind of creeped me out. And as far as like just soundtracks go, man, I really love the Demon Knight, Tales from the Crypt.
Demon Knight was
a lot
awesome.
of metal, that '90s metal. I love it, dude. I really like that.
I know it's my favorite, and I don't have the knowledge that you guys do of this, but I'd say Chucky. I mean, it was so like intense. Like everything seemed intense to me and like really creepy. Like their music always seemed creepy in that movie.
That's a good
But I would say Chucky for me.
Ghostbusters too. I can go back to that.
Yeah, and I would also throw in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Oh, that's
Because it
good.
kind of became a series a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
For a
Shit,
score,
there's like 4 of them.
Right.
for a score for a movie, I think I'd have to go Nightmare on Elm Street, just because it was the same song, just played in different minor keys
Yeah, it was
throughout
cool.
the entire time, and just that
Switch it
sad
up.
piano, just ding, ding.
All Beef Patty says Gremlins.
Yeah, and that, and then when it does kick in, and then you got the little kids singing the song, and it's just so creepy the entire time, because that was
That's
like
Jack's joke, isn't it?
the
Yeah.
only music in the fucking movie was that song, just in different keys.
They play some
and-
docking.
Yeah, and some docking. There was some Fat Boys,
Yeah.
but yeah, besides that.
Warriors,
Maybe
we
tonight.
ain't gonna dream no more.
But as a whole, for just like that Halloween, like they're
Halloween was a good
Halloween's a great.
it's just so
Yeah.
Jack
Then once
Carpenter
those
wrote
chords
that.
kick in,
yeah, it's just
boom, that's just ominous as shit.
Oh,
There
yeah, it's
is
great.
there's a John Carpenter album that you can get. It's supposed to be really
Oh,
fucking
wow.
good.
Which you said the yeah, it's really weird because I feel like Eazy-E would have done that eventually.
that would
he
be
would've
I
got
thought
on
there was
the-
a rap with
yeah,
that.
like yeah, I think
pretty sick to
Eazy-E
sample.
would have got on the piano and just like tapped that out and like totally fucking nailed it.
You'd have
You
like
know,
it'd be about
I
busting
can
nuts or something.
guarantee they all have been sampled.
yeah.
Like
Oh, yeah.
like Freddy's 1, 2 has been sampled.
in Wolfman's Got Nards. When I was in that band, one of the guitar breaks was the Halloween theme song.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
nice. That's cool.
What was The Exorcist? I mean, I know it was creepy, but I
That was
can't
creepy.
fucking hear it right now. It was
God, The Exorcist, man, that was like that. I'm trying to remember it. How that went. That was very like synthy. That
Yeah,
had
it
some of
was
that. A
very
lot of those
piano
movies had that.
synthy.
That piano synth is always the scariest.
yeah.
That 80s synth.
Mm-hmm.
But oh man, I can't fucking
Yeah.
pick it. But I mean
That's
that
a great question.
when I
by
was
the
a
way.
kid, that fucking song creeped me the
Yeah.
fuck
It
out.
was kind of light. I remember it was like a little bit light, and then it kind of got.
Well, I think
Yeah.
it was an organ type.
Yeah,
you know,
it was like.
wasn't it
how did that
organ?
go?
Can you
Man,
find it,
I'm having a
Jason? Can
brain
you find
fart.
it?
I'm looking it up. My
Yeah.
iPad's like 5 years old, so it's
Okay.
not
Okay.
working too fast.
Yeah, but it's that one. When I remember that one as a kid, that one creeped me out.
Yeah, that was a freak.
But-
I
The
didn't
weird
watch
thing
that
is
until
like
recently.
Jason always got me excited when it.
Oh yeah.
Like I was like, oh, here we go. You know, like it wasn't like creepy to me. It was like, oh, he's about to
Yeah, it's not
die.
like, and he just killed people creatively. Yeah.
Like whoever thought of that shit, like fucking give them an Oscar.
Oh yeah.
You know, like because it was creepy. Like when you first heard it, but then after a while, it was just like it was exciting.
Yeah.
You know, because you knew it was about to happen.
Oh yeah.
You know, and even if it didn't happen, it got you anxious.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you heard it.
Yeah, it'd
You
always
know?
be like he's just kind of watching them in the woods in the day.
Yeah,
Sometimes
you're like-
it looks like he's a lot closer. Like someone's gonna spot his ass.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's
You're
gonna-
like, how do you not see?
That's it.
Oh, there it is. Yep, that's
Yeah.
it.
So good.
That's creepy.
Yeah.
Like whoever thinks of that shit. Like somebody says, "Hey, I need something creepy," you know?
Dude, it's also I don't know how you get into that the psychology of it. Like I know this tune is scary. Like I just know. That
Yeah, how do they know that those fucking notes work together to make something creepy. You have to have somebody that's, a genius at the fucking, at the music.
It's like you're part psychologist,
Yeah.
Well, because how does it work?
I watched They Live the other day, and it was like right before I turned it on, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot that was John Carpenter. It's like, oh yeah, The Thing, fucking Halloween. It's like fucking John Carpenter's the shit.
Oh,
man.
He's the shit, man. He's done a lot. I love his like little action movies. I love Escape from New York.
Yeah, Escape from New York. Yeah,
he's all over the place, man.
Triple B said so disco.
So disco.
Not really, and I'm not really.
Yeah, because I could feel like after you play that, it'd be like, so you can tell by the way I use my walker.
Well, the Friday the 13th theme is very disco. That intro, it's like bow bow for part 3. It's really a weird one. It is one of the weirdest ones I've heard. And then I think they have another one too. Like Alice Cooper did a song where he's like, he's back. He's the man behind the mask.
Yeah. And
my God.
that was the one where he came back.
Yeah.
So that was 5,
Yeah.
I believe.
I actually went up and did a set as Jason once, and that was my intro song. He's back.
That's when it just got out of control. When
Oh yeah.
it kind of took away from it. When
Well,
I've said it like
Fat
4
Boys,
times,
yeah.
but Fat Boys doing the Nightmare on
yeah,
Elm
they all
Street
got kind of
song
diluted
and-
later on. For me, after the third one, they started for Nightmare on Elm Street. It kind of got bad, and then Friday the 13th though, like Jason didn't show up until part 3, really, like with the mask at least.
Right.
right. In the second one, he was wearing like a
A
pillowcase.
potato sack.
Yeah,
Like,
He's like Scarecrow.
Yeah.
to update.
And it's like, is he gonna kill black people?
Yeah. There's not a lot of people who play hockey, all right? You gotta wait.
Like these holes are messed up. I'm sorry, my wife spent a lot of time making these.
Yeah, right.
Well, in the test screening, he was wearing like a lacrosse helmet, and we're like, no,
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
like
that's
that's, you know what? It's not as scary. What's that one?
Oh.
What is this one? Now you're making
Trying
me
to
scared
spot
because
it.
you're not looking at me.
It's quiz.
Just that high pitched.
Yeah.
That's creepy.
The dog barks. What the
Car.
fuck? What the fuck, John?
Yeah, right. She's going crazy.
Window breaks.
And you call Constantine.
Right?
It's got to be Nightmare on Elm Street, right?
Yeah, it
Sounds
is.
like the beginning.
Yeah.
But that's why it's the creepiest to me
It is
because
very
it's so
creepy.
slow. It's like one note,
Yeah.
like here and there, and then when it actually action happens, like it's still super slow, but it's like all the notes
Yeah.
like just quicker. Oh, it's so
Yeah,
good.
it's a really creepy one, man. That's yeah, dude, that movie, that series did scare me the most as a kid. I'll say that. I was way more scared of
Which
that
one?
than Jason. Nightmare on Elm Street.
Night-
I was
yeah.
more afraid of
Yeah,
that.
same
than,
here. Because you can't just lock yourself in a
No.
room
No, you can't do
and
that. You
hope
just
for the best.
get in, and then you find something. Like as an adult, it doesn't scare me because I'm like, what are you gonna find? I'm afraid you're gonna make me like work a horrible job like every day.
It's like,
welcome to my
Sorry.
life. Customer service.
Sorry. Yeah. I've already been doing it for 8
I can
hours.
You can't
Say
return
no,
this.
but
Where's
fine.
the receipt? Oh my.
What's
The
that?
Halloween
Rob?
ones are definitely the scariest ones for me.
Those are
Because
Yeah?
with the Nightmare on Elm Street, like by 3, I was
Yeah.
100% in on the whole like you could control the dreams.
Yeah.
You can do some.
Like
lucid
I was
dreaming.
100% in on it. Like I was like I'm gonna make myself a fucking superhero. Like I did that shit.
Someone
as a kid.
did that
Like,
in part 5, and he got fucking geeked. Like it didn't work out.
Well,
He
yeah,
just turned into
like,
Super Freddy.
doing it wrong.
Yeah. Well, he didn't pick a cool enough hero. He picked a dude who just like used guns. You got to pick someone like Dr.
Yeah,
Manhattan.
yeah,
just to blow his ass
yeah.
up.
He picked like Punisher, and like you're
Yeah.
gonna die, motherfucker.
Yeah,
like
he's
it
gonna
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm Superman. Fuck you. Like you don't got kryptonite in them claws.
Right? Yeah, but then he would.
Yeah. he just
As soon
figured
as he
out.
would figure it out.
And
My dream.
Yeah.
it's not really considered a horror movie, but the first Terminator scared the crap out of me.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
It was because of the future shit.
No,
scared
because
me a little
it
as a
was
kid.
just this dude that wouldn't stop until you were dead.
Right.
Like
Oh,
there
right
was
I
on.
thought
nothing.
it was for the lovemaking
like-
scene with.
That is creepy.
It's like, all right, now she's surrounded by cops. Everything's all good. Nope, all the cops are dead now. And it was so terrifying.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
as a kid, just watching
I'd
the
like
first
to see,
Terminator.
the Terminator go up against Jason. Like if we're talking.
Yeah, right. If you're talking like Alien versus Predator, is like Terminator.
Yeah, let's
versus
mix some
Jason.
shit up. All right, let's do that. All right,
What kind of crossover would
for
you
the
like to see?
for the last little bit here? Let's do a little crossover. What would be the weirdest or scariest
It would be
crossovers?
like Chucky versus the little kid in the orphanage.
Yeah. Chucky versus fucking what's his nuts? Fuck. Now I can't think of it.
Willow?
Damn it. Yeah, Chucky versus Willow, Jason.
Yeah, right.
Hey.
Use those acorns to like
Chucky versus Warwick Davis.
Or the children of the
Leprechaun
corn.
versus Chucky.
There
Chucky
you go.
versus Leprechaun. That would be the baddest.
Yeah.
That would be. I would fucking pay to watch that shit.
And it's in the hood.
Yeah. I would love all of that.
I'm pretty sure they both had movies in the hood too.
Yeah.
I know Leprechaun did.
Chucky ever went to the hood.
Yeah, I don't know that Chucky did, but
No,
yeah,
he stayed
Leprechaun.
somewhere.
So it's going to
in
these like middle class white families.
Yeah. Just terrorizing terrorizing the middle class.
Yeah, black families would be like, this fucking doll is ugly. Get this out of here.
Somebody shoot it.
Yeah, I don't think a black. Yeah, they wouldn't play around as much like as a white family. Like the first like evil shit that it says.
What about like
It's like, you want to do voodoo, motherfucker?
like
This doll costs $45. You ain't getting this
Should
shit.
have got your ass a Wii.
it's like what about like Jason versus fucking Michael Myers?
I think that'd be interesting. Yeah.
That would be interesting, yeah.
Here's one I'd like to see. I'd like to see Jason like versus like it's not a single character, but like Jason just like during like a zombie apocalypse, like a ton of zombies in
That
the
would be
Crystal
cool.
Lake. He's got to figure
That
some
is
shit
Or
out.
Predator, for that matter.
Yeah, that'd be
Predator
kinda
versus
dope.
No,
zombies.
I'm more into the
Predator
zombie
versus
thing. That's
Terminator would be good.
Because Jason's kind of a
Yeah,
zombie, but
Predator,
not.
Predator, Terminator.
yeah,
would be
Jason's
cool.
his own kind of zombie.
Maybe have Freddy be a guest, like he's got to help out. I gotta survive.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, Leatherface
There
joins.
you go. Like all the big
Yeah.
bads versus
Right.
zombies.
There's a Jason vs Leatherface comic out there. That's pretty neat.
It's surprising that they don't make more of those movies. I mean, we had Freddy versus Jason, which
Yeah.
I
Alien
thought
versus
was
Predator.
acceptable.
It was all right, yeah.
Yeah, it was
like
alright.
it wasn't great. There was a lot of
Alien
hot
versus
naked
Predator
girls.
was alright.
Yeah, the Alien versus Predator movies are good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
was there 2 or 3 of those?
Yeah, they're okay.
I
think two. I
At least
wanna say
two.
two.
Yeah,
At least
two.
two.
I know
yeah.
of two. I've only seen
There's
one,
some
but
good
I know
ones.
of two.
And those characters kind of match. They're kind of like
yeah.
you're
They're
not
aliens.
stretching too much. Yeah.
Yeah. If they come to Earth to fight for some reason, it's
no.
like,
One of my
All right, let's fight over there.
yeah, we don't want to fuck up our own planet.
because I thought we might talk about this, and I wasn't even sure that it would get to what we just
No,
that, like
go
this
ahead.
entire podcast has gotten to. But like I actually wrote this down. It's like the scariest movies for me were Carrie.
Oh, Carrie's a good one.
Like
Stephen King's the
it
best.
fucking scared the shit out of me.
Wow, you are such a vagina.
Yeah.
No, it was just like, well, this is weird as shit. Like, what the fuck?
It
And,
scared me.
What
And
fuck?
the other one was
mom
Pet
scary.
Cemetery. Because
Yeah.
anytime an animal is attacking, like, I'm fucking
What was
scared
that?
of it.
I'm sorry.
Pet
Pet
Cemetery.
Cemetery.
Oh, okay.
Like, anytime a
that's a
fucking
good one.
animal.
Don't go down that road.
Yeah.
All right, that's Sir Herman Munster, man.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
A lot of bad history here. I don't wanna- a lot of bad history.
Fuck campers went down that road, they never come back.
It's so good. Oh man.
It was you said what was the second Pet Cemetery? I heard they were making a reboot of that, but I don't know if they're fucking doing it or not. But
I'm all right
If they
with that
do,
because
it's
the
gonna
first
be-
one was pretty creepy.
It was.
I mean, I guess it could be good. I'm not completely opposed.
I
to
watched
remake.
it, and then I shut it off, like, probably halfway through. I was like, this is too weird.
it's
this
too
yesterday?
scary for you.
Yeah, it was too. I couldn't take it.
God, it's so
like,
vagina.
I know. You know.
You're like,
You're
damn
such a
you,
big-
my Michiana.
You're such a big baby.
Where's my Mr.
I'm gonna
Belvedere?
Actually, you know what? Really, if I can, the movie that scared me the most as a kid was probably Cujo.
Cujo.
Yeah.
I think I've seen that once. That is a scary one. Just to keep
That
Like,
is-
dude, that whole like that last like fucking 30, 40 minutes where they're just fucking caught in that car, man, is just
It is scary.
it's nerve wracking, man.
Yeah.
It's like I'm like fuck, dude, because like at least for me, like when I was a kid, like I didn't think all dogs were fucking evil, but there were definitely like fucking evil dogs in the neighborhood.
On the brink. Yeah.
We're
Like dogs
Cujos.
that there were like four like let's say for me walking to and from school, there was like 4 houses that had dogs where every time you walked, if you forgot and walked by them, you were jumping into the fucking street.
Yeah. They're on your ass.
Like, if you lost track of what you were doing, if you were fucking around, playing on your way to school or whatever the fuck it was.
Like, talking to your friend.
Yeah, like you would end up being like, oh shit, like, you fucking jump, and you be like, your heart's racing the rest of the way. And there was like 4 of those houses, like.
That sounds.
And I've been
just like Cujo.
2-3 times in my life. I've had to climb up on top of cars to get the fuck away from.
Now, did Cujo was he just like a normal asshole dog, or did he have
He
like
had
rabies?
rabies, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He got bit by a bat and got rabies.
Oh
yeah.
fuck! And he just started fucking just flipping out. Damn.
Just flipping out.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask who would win between Cujo and that dog from the Sandlot, but I don't think. I think Cujo might.
I'm pretty sure.
Forever.
Yeah, forever.
It all down to Chopper.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chopper from
Chopper
Stand
from
By Me.
Chopper. Sick balls.
Sick balls.
Balls.
Yeah, he's third.
Yeah,
He's third. He's a very
not-
close second.
And both created by Stephen King,
Yeah, both
so we
created.
don't really know who's gonna win there.
Yeah.
Only Stephen King will tell us.
No, he's so good, man. Yeah,
Stephen King had a bad relationship with dogs, apparently.
Yeah, I'm on his side.
He wrote a lot of just great stuff, like at the same time. It seems like too.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like he just cranked out like it's a ton of shit and like.
Yeah, what was it? I just saw him. He was interviewed on a late night show, and it was like he's got like 365 books or something.
Good Lord.
Jesus.
He's written?
It's something like that. He's got so many, like between short stories, like books,
Every
novellas. I mean, he's got a fucking library. Like you can make a library just of Stephen King's.
Oh,
stuff.
easily.
I remember
doesn't
when he got
stop.
like hit by a car.
Do you have another one?
Yeah.
Was that like early '90s?
Oh, I didn't hear that story.
Like he
No,
almost
it was
died.
before
Oh,
then. I
damn.
think he got hit by that car like mid '80s.
Oh wow.
Yeah, whenever
Really?
it happened, I
didn't
know
think
I
it
was
that long
young.
ago.
I know I was young. It
'Cause
had to be late
He
80s,
mentions
early
it
90s.
in like the Dark Tower series.
I've never read that, but I heard those were pretty wild.
Yeah, like so I read those, and like it comes up because like he wrote the first one like in 1979 or 1980. But like got caught, and then like when he got hit by that car was when he got back into it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like
crazy.
he turned out
Wow.
so much shit. He turned out so much shit then. But at that point, because like in that, like the way he wrote that book is fucking crazy, man. Like he makes reference to about 30 of his other books in that
Yeah.
series.
He writes himself into it, a couple of
Yeah,
them too.
he writes himself into it. There's characters from like
that's
all
weird.
from these other fucking. It's like a string theory book. I mean,
Oh
I
really?
don't
It's like
know.
different dimensions.
I
he's
guess
going
that gives
through?
it away if you've not read it or if you're planning on reading it or something like
check
that.
it out.
But I mean, not too much. Like you can know that and not know what the fuck's going on in the story. But
And there's been rumors of that movie being made for at least 10 years.
Well,
that I can
Dark
think
Tower,
of.
really?
Yeah.
Maybe like a trilogy or something. Or...
Not to
Yeah.
get off
well,
of
it's
Stephen
fucking
King
7
here.
books.
Not to get off of Stephen King, but who was the other guy? Not Clive Barker and Stephen King, but like who's the
John
in the
Carpenter?
mouth of madness?
Wes Craven.
What's
In the
Clive
Mouth of-
Barker is one.
That was Clive
I
Barker.
think was he in the Mouth of
Was
Madness?
he?
In the Mouth of
I think
Madness was one of my favorite movies.
That was
growing up.
awesome.
I
I don't
loved
know
it
if
so
that's
much.
him or not.
That and Serpent in the Rainbow.
Yeah, Serpent in the Rainbow
That's
and
a
like
good one.
Jacob's Ladder too.
Yeah.
Like those are ones that I would call psychological thrillers, I guess. I don't know, maybe. Or
Yeah, I remember
psychological
Jacob's
horror.
Ladder. I think I've seen that. Is that
Yeah.
the one where this? Gosh, that
It was
was a
Tim
creepy one.
Robbins, and it was like Haiti, and he was like, no wait, he was
it
like
was
a
a different
Vietnam vet, and like Serpent in the
one?
Rainbow was the one.
Serpent in
with,
the Rainbow
that
was,
was the
fucking,
voodoo, the
yeah,
Haiti.
it
Dean
was
Koontz
fun.
is exactly what I was going to say. It's exactly what I was going to
Koontz,
say, Triple B. That as soon as they were done talking, I was going to mention Dean
Dean
Koontz.
Koontz did that.
Like,
I think he's a
because
good
In the
writer.
Mouth of Madness was John Carpenter.
Oh, John Carpenter.
Was it?
Yep. Sam Neill starred in it.
Oh, okay.
I read
Actually,
But
a
he
decent
didn't write
amount
it,
of
did
Dean
he?
Koontz. I love
Hey,
that
Ozzy,
shit.
actually, you should look into the Dark Tower series, the Gunslinger. They have graphic novels.
Oh,
out
damn.
about
Oh, really?
They do. And
like the graphic novels are incredible.
I'll
Nice.
get on that.
I've only read bits
They
and
are
pieces of the Dark
incredible.
Tower series, but everybody I know and respect about what they read in that genre just fucking worship it.
I'll check
And
it out.
I really would like to be a better reader, so
Yeah.
I could read all these books.
Right,
but
right.
Oh, man.
It's like I got like 8 novels to catch
So
up
much
on.
stuff.
Like,
Yeah, it's a time.
Well, dude,
thing.
I would tell you, that one is one that you can. All you got to do is get like a chapter and a half, 2 chapters in, and it's quick.
Oh wow!
Like I mean, shit starts happening like 30 pages, 40 pages into the book, and then then you go about a book and a half before it fucking slows down.
Mm.
Oh really?
Oh damn!
Yeah, I mean, shit's just happening. It's fucking going. It's like,
That's cool.
and I mean, I really liked that. I really liked that.
So
scariest
scariest movie you guys have ever seen.
Oh, okay.
All right, we'll end it with this. Scariest movie you've ever seen.
So go with Cujo.
I guess I'll
Go with Cujo.
Yeah, Cujo's a good one.
Although Fright Night's the only one I've ever really had nightmares about.
Fright Night's a good one. I like Fright Night.
Man, I don't know. Scariest movie I've ever seen. It has to be. And I know you guys. You know, you're gonna say I'm a pussy, but no, I
You
think
say Child's Play again.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying Carrie. Like that movie scares the shit out of me. Like because it seems like real like lax, but
Vagina
then it's
blood
like
is
it's
scary.
super intense, and then like the ending scene gets me every fucking time. Every fucking time. Yeah, every time. So I'm gonna say Carrie. Jack,
I don't know. I mean, when it
movie
first
that scares you.
I mean, I'm not very easily scared when it comes to this shit anymore. But I mean, like
There had to be something.
The first time, like, because there was very little about the movie when it first came out, and I went to see it with my girlfriend and some friends of ours the night it came out, the Blair Witch Project, and it fucked me up. I'll be honest. Like, yeah,
It was different.
Rewatching it, it's all seems ridiculous and goofy. But the first time I saw it, man, it kind of fucked me up, man.
Scared me.
You were
when I
like
was-
caught up in the
when I
hype,
watched
probably.
Yeah,
Right.
because it all like I mean they promoted it like it was real shit. It was like one of the first found footage movies ever,
Right.
and it like I mean as soon as like the movie is over, it's like there's no music. It's all quiet in the theater. It's all like crazy credits, and it's like you
Right.
just watched a snuff film, and it's all kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like I mean.
Right on.
Again, rewatching it, it all seems ridiculous. It seems like 3 people
when you know
running
the
around
end-
out in the woods with a camera.
Yeah.
And they're like acting
Well, that's the
dumb,
thing.
but-
Like when you rewatch things that scare you, it's not going to be as scary the second time, obviously.
Right.
No.
You know, but that's why I say Carrie, like, because it's still like it makes me fucking feel weird when I watch it. You know.
Yeah.
Jason, scariest movie you ever saw?
Man, it's hard to say because it's all kind of based on age or first time you saw
Yeah,
it
yeah.
and stuff like that. Like as a little kid, Halloween 2 was the scariest movie because I just remember him just walking through a glass like wall. They were all trapped and he just walked through. I'm like, oh, they're safe, and he's just like, no, I'm just gonna walk slowly through this glass,
Right.
and kill all of you. That terrified me, and I was at a neighbor's house, and I had to walk home alone. And I was like 6, 7 years old probably at that time, because they were supposed to be watching me apparently, and they let me watch Halloween 2,
And then walk home.
and then walk home alone.
Yeah.
I was
That's a time. This is a different time where it was like, fuck it, go home. All right,
safe.
see you later.
that was literally
Yeah,
the most
so
terrified.
they were watching you as you walked home.
Yeah,
Just a
sure.
safe distance where they could laugh if you
Yeah.
pissed your pants.
Out a window. Yeah, like he's
No,
fine.
I hid behind trees. I remember that. I'd take a few steps, see a tree, hide there,
Duck
look
behind a
around,
bush.
go, and it was probably a 100-foot walk. Right,
right. But it seemed
I
longer.
was fucking terrified the entire
like
time.
fucking army crawling.
So
through the
as for
yard.
most scared I've ever been in my life, but I was also 7 years old. So.
Right. Yeah, I hear you.
New school wise, Blair Witch kind of thing, I agree with because I saw the making of, or like they played it off like it was a documentary
Right.
about the movie before the movie came out.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I think it was on A&E, and I'm like, oh, it's on A&E. This has got to be true.
Right.
Yeah.
Before you knew it was all bullshit.
Yeah. So that freaked me the hell out. I remember watching it, and people knocked on my door because they were coming over, and I just remember jumping like crazy while watching that documentary. Now I feel like a fool about it. But,
Sure. Right.
And I guess most recently, like, even though I didn't like the movie, like, VHS was kind of creepy.
Oh, right
VHS
I
was
haven't
kind of
seen that,
creepy.
man. I need to check that out. Is
Yeah,
that really
like I didn't like it. I didn't like the concept really.
It was-
I didn't, but the segments in it, like there was a couple times where I was like, man, I'm gonna dream about that.
Yeah.
Like I know it's already in there.
Right on.
Yeah.
All Beef Patty says Aliens scariest as when she was a kid, and Triple B says he doesn't get scared, but as a kid, The Exorcist really freaked him out.
I'd say mine are.
And then
See,
what
The
is?
Exorcist
And then
never-
Mike.
As a kid, definitely Pet Cemetery, and it still kind of hits me today, like watching
Yeah.
that. It's
Right.
kind of like, I mean, it's just kind of creepy, Bear or something. And then the Nightmare on Elm Street series scared me as a kid. Today, here's something that I watched that scared me as an adult.
Nice. Okay.
Here's something, and it wasn't even a movie.
I wanna
It's
watch
this
it.
weird series of YouTube videos called "Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared" or something like that. And it's like, it looks like a children's show, and it starts off like a children's show. It's a whole wet YouTube series. No, I don't know if anybody knows who's making it. I'm thinking some art students, but it has a guy. Like two guys sitting down, they're in this like little kid thing. It looks like a children's show, and they're both like wearing these weird like almost Muppet type like
Okay.
masks, full blown. And they're just sitting there, and it sounds really good. And like this like little I forget what it was, but like this little like cartoony character pops up and is like, "Hey guys, let's be creative. Look at this orange. Look at this." And then things start just getting slowly weirder and creepier, and like eventually you see this like black ooze go over this like board that they're drawing on or something. And things just start going like just weird. And you start seeing fucking these things just dancing weird. And I'm thinking like it's a glitch in the system. Like they're trying to like brainwash people or something. It's something weird going on, but they don't explain it. And then at the end, like one of these creatures is like, it all gets bright again. And he's like, "Let's all agree not to be creative again." And it's just so crazy.
Wow.
It freaks me out, dude. I was like having almost nightmares about it last night. Like, who's making this? What's going on? And there's a lot of creepy shit like that on YouTube. There's this one that's creepy where this guy just has ice cream all over like his face, and he's just licking ice cream, staring at the camera. I'm like, what the fuck is that? We gotta stop this right now.
We gotta kill these people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we gotta go after these fucking psychopaths, man. There's a lot of creepy shit like that online that I just don't like watching, man.
Okay, you gotta send me links because
Yeah,
I'll
I'll send you a few, man.
I gotta watch this shit.
Maybe you'll look at it and you'll be tougher than me, but not me. I'm like, dude, there's something going on. It's tapping into something primal. I'm like,
And did we get Rob? Did we get Rob on this
Nope.
scariest movie?
Nope.
Yeah, I did. I said Cujo.
Oh, you
yeah,
said
that's right.
Cujo,
Yeah,
but
And it's and Fright Night, like where the
Fright
like
Night.
yeah, Friday
Oh,
Night
right
was
on.
good.
All right. Well, thanks for listening to Comics in General tonight. We had a great time. I mean, we didn't do any topics or anything. Our only topic was scary movies. And we had a lot of fun with it. And we have Triple B in the
Serial
chat
killers.
room, who's unbelievable
Oh,
Mad
yeah,
Max.
thanks a lot.
at
Max, yeah.
scary movies. And we accidentally had Mike Hullinger on
Yeah.
tonight, which it
It was
fucking
awesome. It all worked out.
yeah, it fucking all worked out so great. Like, how great is that?
So fucking cool, man.
So we'd like to thank Mike Hullinger for being on tonight, and thanks again, Jack Hall, Rob Williams, Jason Weave, City Weaver in the booth, and I've been John Osborne. We had a lot of fun tonight. We will see you back here next week on Sunday, and we will have the Mike Johnson back on. The band will be back together. This has been a lot of fun. I hope you guys liked it, and enjoy your Halloween. Get all your candy. Steal it from your kids. It's going to be great.
Yeah, happy Halloween, people.
Yeah, happy Halloween. Have fun. Get some cool shit.
Oh, Hallows Eve.
Get drunk. All right.
There it is.
Oh man. we gotta
Thanks
go.
for listening to Comics in General. We've had fun. We hope you did too. Make sure everything that you do this week has some bit of scariness in it.
Get only the spooky candy.
This has been Comics in General.
Suck it! What's going on?
Happy Halloween, motherfuckers.
Happy Halloween.
Don't do that, nigga.
Red Ron.
I don't know why I'm playing this. I just have to edit it out because
They're gonna take it down.
YouTube will-
Yeah, they're taking it down.
Oh, so we should have just like mouthed what like.
Yeah.
Never sleep again.
Wee.
1,
John.
2, 3, 4.